All right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the meeting today. I hope everybody can hear me. I can see there's a lot of people joining. We have so many participants on the Zoom. All right, please mute yourself when you join, or else I'll mute you. And I hope everybody can hear me. Victoria, can you please confirm that you can hear me?
Yes, I can clearly.
Okay, fantastic. Can you also check that the Facebook looks good?
It is. I'm right there.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. All right. So I think we're gonna start because it's already 2 minutes past the hour, and so wherever you are, someone says they can't hear me. If you can't hear me, I can hear you. Can't hear you. If you can't hear me, go on YouTube. If you can't hear me, go on Facebook. If you're on this session, because you need to connect by audio as well for you to hear me, if you're on this Zoom meeting. If not, you can just go to Facebook and you can watch this session from there. So thank you everybody for joining. I can see it's quite a big group here. And we decided to have this session because of the interest that this program is generating to the Kenyan public. And there's a lot of questions that so many people ask about the program that that maybe have not been answered before. So if you're on Zoom, you can write your questions, and then Victoria, she's one of our employees in the program. She'll be facilitating the questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So so yeah, please mute yourself if you're on Zoom, and write your questions on the chat, and we'll be more than happy to answer all of them. So just a brief about the program. The Kenya Lift program is basically an initiative that we started a few years back to help brilliant Kenyans to get to the US through studying their masters. And of course, also our vision for the program is to to help those who come through the program to be able to settle here in the US and be able to, take advantage of the opportunities that are here. Yeah. I don't know whether all of you know my story, but I came to the US as a student about 12 years ago. And there's a lot of challenges that I faced personally. And that's really one of the main reasons why we came up with the program based on the challenges that I faced personally coming to the US. One of them being denied visa so many times. Other challenges to do with getting jobs here in the US. Luckily for me, when it comes to funding, I was self-funded. So I was lucky, very lucky in that aspect. But not everybody out there is able to get get funding, because is able to afford studying in the US because it's quite expensive. Studying here in the US for a master's program will cost you probably on average about 5 million Kenya shillings. And not many Kenyans or many Africans can be able to get that kind of money. So we had to come up with a way of being able to help those smart Kenyans who really want to come to the US, even though they don't have any funding. Yeah, even if they don't have any money. Okay, I think that's the best way to put it. All right. So that's one of the main reasons why we formed the program. Now, on the other hand, also there's a lot of Africans here in the US. They don't have good jobs, and also they don't have the right immigration papers. And as I explained, this I mean, this is a Q&A session. Yeah, it's for you to ask those pertinent questions that you have, and we'll be able to respond. So write those questions on the comment section if you are watching this on Facebook, and if you're on Zoom, then write the questions. Write the questions on the chat. Okay. All right. So, anyways, I was saying that it's very hard for a lot of I mean, so many Africans here, they don't really have good jobs, and also they don't have the right immigration papers, and I believe most of you out there who are watching this, you may not be able to know these things because no one really tells you about this. Yeah. People are struggling here. As much as we think, when you're out there, you think that, being in the US is like a bed of roses, everything is fine. No, people actually struggle here. And most people struggle with good jobs. You see a lot of our people, they are working in warehouses, where you have to do a lot of heavy lifting and all that. And these are people who have the brains, people who came to the US as students. Okay, we have people here in the US who don't have the right immigration papers. People are here illegally. No one will tell you these things when you're back in Kenya. People don't talk about these things. Okay, unless you've watched my videos, because I share a lot of this information on my social media, on my YouTube channel. I've talked about these things, but these are issues that needs to be addressed for us Africans. We can't just keep on ignoring them. All right, and that's really why we formed this Kenya Airlift program. Okay, I know a lot of you out there, when you hear about the Kenya Airlift program, all you know is that this is a program that is taking students to study in the US. In fact, actually, our vision, it's not just a matter of just sending students here in the US. That's one of the things that we do as part of the program. Okay, but our vision for this program is to build a community of brilliant Kenyans in America who can do some amazing things. All right, and how can we do some amazing things? We have to have good jobs. We have to have the right immigration papers. Okay, that's the only way that we can be able to do amazing stuff. I've worked in the industry, in the tech industry for so many years, after I graduated from college and I was able to get into tech industry. And some of those people that I used to work with, they were mostly Indians. You won't find any of our, most of our African brothers and sisters out there working in tech space, and it's one of those industries, or it's one of those, careers where there's a lot of money, people get really paid well. I've said this many times, even how much I used to make. Before I quit my job to, work on this initiative, I used to make about 1.2 million Kenya shillings a month, 1.2 Kenya shillings a month. And it's because this was in the tech space, that's what we want. We want our people to make that kind of money. All right. And I believe most people out there, even there's a lot of so many people out there, you ask them about that kind of money, even here in the US, they'll tell you, oh, that money, not anybody can make that kind of money, but you can make that kind of money if you're brilliant, if you're smart. And that's why this program is not just for anybody out there, as much as we really want to help everybody. Yeah. It's a program for smart people. You have to be brilliant, because that's the only way that we can be able to help you. Yeah. So part of what we do for us to be able to get you good jobs here in the US, and for us to be able to get you immigration papers for you to live and work here in the US, we do some amazing training programs for you. All right, as you pursue your masters. Yeah. So the way the program works is that we get you here, we get you through school, we get you funded for school, because like I said, it's very expensive to study here. So we get all that sorted out. We also help you with the relocation expenses, because that whole process of coming to the US requires money. All right, that whole process of coming to the US requires money. Because see, you can get funded on this end in terms of your tuition and living expenses. But if you don't have the money to get you here, how will you even get here then? You see, and that's why I always want people to understand this. Huh? You see, people are always asking about scholarship, asking about this, but also you have to remember also that process of coming to the US, even if you have a full scholarship or you are funded, whatever way you are funded, that whole process of coming to the US actually requires a lot of money. Okay, one of the expenses that you'll have to incur is the cost of applying to schools, cost of visa fees, cost of something called service fee, all right, cost of air tickets, cost of immunizations. Okay, once you get accepted, you don't want to bring all kinds of diseases here, so they ask you for immunizations, it costs money. Air ticket to come to the US, it will cost you more than $1,000, on average about 1,200 for a one-way ticket as an international student. All right, now when you land here in the US, where will you stay? Or how do you now get from the airport to school? That's another question. Also, how will you pay? How will you stay? Especially in the first few months. Let's say, for example, we have you funded through our lending partners. You have an international student loan, or also you have a graduate assistantship award, which is basically like a scholarship. The way we get these students funded is you get graduate assistantship award if you are lucky enough. It's not guaranteed, but at least we make sure that you have a student loan. Okay, so even if you get a graduate assistantship award, by the time now, because graduate assistantship award means that you have to work with the school, for the school. Okay, and then now they start paying you the stipend on a monthly basis. So by the time you start working for the school and then that money start coming in, where will you be staying? What will you be eating? Okay, even if, let's say, for example, on the other hand, you've taken a student loan through us, as normally as the way we normally fund the program. Those funding are usually dispersed to the school within the first month that you are here, probably towards the end of the month, because there's a lot of things that have to happen. Yeah, no, it's not like you just get the visa and then land here and then you find the money here. No, it's usually take almost a whole month. But that funding is usually covering usually covers your tuition and living expenses here in the US. But how will you be able to manage your stay here, especially for the first 1 month? Where will you stay? You need accommodation. Accommodation here in the US is costly. We try as much as possible to get student accommodation off campus because it's much more cheaper. Okay, it's much more cheaper for you to live off campus. We normally look for accommodation where it's you share with other students, So where will you stay? If you get here, you're already funded, but the first 1 month, where will you be able to stay? What will you eat? You need money for your groceries. You also need money for your, maybe, for example, you get you an apartment. That apartment probably it's not even furnished. Why will you get money to buy the mattress? Where will you get money to buy the blankets? You can't come with the blankets and mattresses from Kenya. You understand? So these are some of the things that you have to know. And you have to really understand what you are trying to fix here. So that whole process of coming to the US actually requires you to have about 500,000 Kenya shillings. If you don't have that, unfortunately, there is no way that you'll be able to come here. It's what it is. You see, I get so many people saying, oh, it's expensive. They come through they join our groups and they start asking all kinds of questions and thinking that the program is actually expensive just because we are requesting people to contribute $1,000 as a minimum. No, because you need money to come to the US. That whole process of coming to the US requires money, about 500,000, around $4,700, which with the current, with the current exchange rate, it's over, I think it's over 500,000 Kenya shillings. All right, so through the program and through our circle, the Airlift circle, we are able to fund the students' relocation expenses. And that's on top of getting now the funding for the tuition and living expenses on this end. That are separate funding altogether. We have our lending partner, official lending partner in the program called Empower Financing, who offer students loans. Also, there is also other lenders that we use also, if need be. But that's how we are funded. That's how we fund the students. So relocation expenses, and also on this side, your tuition and living expenses. All right. And on top of that also, we also train you, because like I said earlier, we train people, students who are coming through the program on job skills, because our goal or our vision for this program is to help you find good jobs in corporate America and help you also get immigration papers to live and work in the US. That's our goal for the program. But how can we achieve that goal of getting you jobs here in the US, especially in the tech space? We can only be able to do that if we train you on job skills. And these are tech skills. That's also why in this program, we limit those who, we try to get only those students who are interested in getting into the tech space as a career. Okay, so if you want to join the program and you want to do other things that are not tech related, then unfortunately you can't fit into this program, because even if we get you here through school, then what happens after you graduate from school? We can't be able to get you jobs. We can't be able to get you immigration papers for you to live and work here in the US. When you come here in the US as a student, you're on a student visa, but you have to figure it out how to transition from being on a student visa to actually getting that visa that will enable you to live and work in the US long term. It could be a H-1B visa, which is a work visa for skilled immigrants, or an employment-based green card. So in this program, we are trying to achieve that. And we can only be able to achieve that if we train you on job skills as you pursue your master's. All right. We are trying to achieve that by training you on job skills. These are some amazing training programs that we offer. As a company here in the US, Upstack America, our core business here in the US is actually IT job skills training programs and placement services. That's what we do, apart from having the Kenya Airlift program. All right. If you haven't been able to check out our website and see what we do as a company, go out there and check www.upstackamerica.com. That's what we do. We run IT job skills training programs and placement services. We actually get people jobs here in the US in the tech space. And we want to replicate the same thing for those brilliant students who are coming through the Kenya Airlift program. All right. So actually, as a company, what we are trying to do is we are trying to build a pipeline of talent. Yeah, because also I get asked so many questions, yeah, by so many people out there asking, hey, Bob, you are doing this, all this, but what is the catch? What is there for you? Because there's nothing like this that has been done before. This is the first time that something that like this has been done. You know, there's nowhere where you can be able to come to the US with just $1,000 for you to get funding, for you to have all the training, for you to get jobs, for you to have visa trainings and everything. Nothing. In fact, actually, we've been suffering a lot because our program looks like it's too good to be true. So you are suffering because of that, unfortunately, because a lot of people question, how come you can be able to do all these things? And it's not like because honestly, if we were to charge the value that this program brings to you, I don't think any Kenyan out there would be able to afford it. It's just the truth. Our training programs alone in the US, they cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And we offer these training programs for free for those students who are coming through the Kenya Airlift program. If you were to charge that, you'd have to cough out about 1 million Kenya shillings a month. I mean, for the whole trainings that we offer on data science and robotics process automation as a business analyst. It's a lot of money. So if you were to charge what the value of this program has, no one would afford it. All right. Also, like I said earlier, what we are basically trying to create is a community of brilliant people in America. All right, that's our vision, yeah? So you can imagine once you graduate from school and you are part of such an amazing community of brilliant people and making good money, you know, it's I don't know, I don't even know how I don't even know the kind of price that I can put to that. You know, because in this world, it's all about the network and connection. And you want to connect with people who are making good money and people who have similar interests, people who are doing well. That's what we all strive for, right? Right? Yes. We want to get connections to those people who share the same interest and people actually making good money. That's why you'd want to be. And that's really what you're building in the Kenya Airlift program. All right. So you have to have a very, don't look at this program as just like a program that is just sending students to America. There's more than that. There's more than that. The benefits of being in this Kenya Airlift program is immense. And if we are to charge the value for this program, I don't think anybody would be able to afford it. All right. But here we are. Here we are. We want to help you guys. But the only way that we can help you guys also is by you also to contribute something small. You can't get everything for free, because I get a lot of people out there saying, oh, you know what, $1,000, not everyone can afford. I can tell you guys, and this, I'm not being arrogant or anything. If you really can't afford $1,000 to get into the program, you should not even be thinking of coming to the US. It's what it is. Because like I said, even a ticket itself to bring you to the US, after come on funding and you have everything, a ticket to come to the US costs you about more than $1,000. Now, if you're out there saying you don't have $1,000, how else do you need to be helped if you can't even raise $1,000 that can't even buy your air ticket? You understand? We have to be very, you have to be serious about these things at the end of the day, yeah? You see, I always tell people, if you are determined, you can get anything you want in life, regardless of your financial background. I've seen people out there go and raise money through churches, through your communities and everything. You can go there and start raising that $1,000. I'm telling you, in a year's time, you'd have the money and you'll be able to come to the US if you are really, really serious about joining the Kenya Airlift program. Never give excuses of I can't find $1,000. Never give, because I also find people also giving excuses. Oh, I come from a very poor background. Oh, I'm an orphan and all that. Well, I can sympathize with you by being an orphan, but let not that be something that is holding you back all the time. Okay, saying, oh, I'm poor, saying, oh, I am an orphan. No. Go out there and do something about it. Go out there and do something about it, because no one will come there and give you money just like that. All right, go out there and look for that money for you to join the program. Okay, all right, so that's really what we have here. We are trying to build something that has never been done before. All right, okay, and if you want to be part of it, join. All right, if you don't want to be part of it, that's okay. All right, but at the end of the day, this program is for brilliant, brilliant Kenyans. We don't just want anybody. We want brilliant Kenyans who can come here in the US, get through school, get funded, go through school, get trained on our job skills, and we can be able to find them jobs in the tech space. I used to work in the tech space, and like I've told you, I used to make really good money. All right, and you can make the same money. We actually want those who will be in our program in 3 years, once you graduate, you are making $1 million Kenya shillings a month. It's possible. It's possible. Companies out there, they are ready to pay you good money as long as you can be able to do the job. And that's why we don't just take anybody. We want people who can actually be able to do really good jobs when it comes to tech consulting, because that's where we want to put you into. All right. Having said that, I don't want to talk too much without answering the questions. It's already 25 minutes past. And I'll ask Victoria to give me some of the questions so that I can answer them for you. Please put your questions on the chats. Also, I think we have Felix. If Victoria, it becomes too much for you, you can have Felix help you with some of the questions, but I think maybe you can be able to handle for now. And also, if you are watching this on Facebook, Also put some comments there, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Victoria, please give me some of those questions, please.
Okay, so thank you everyone who was able to contribute and ask a few questions on the chat box. Myself and Inini is helping me to chat box. We have a question for Dili. He's asking, hello, program officials. The handbook states that for a para coach, the student is not guaranteed of job placements. Does entirely mean that as a student, I would need to find myself jobs during and after schooling without the help of the program?
All right, so I want to make it clear, yeah? So if you come through the program, so the program has two options, yeah? Because when you started the program, we really wanted just students who scored a B in case they see the B in math. But also with the time we started seeing a lot of other students who are interested in the program, and we decided to have a separate alternative for those who, let's say, for example, you scored a B minus, you scored at least a C plus, we can still be able to help you come here, but you have to foot the relocation expenses. Whatever I talked about earlier about that location expenses that you need, if you can be able to foot that for yourself, we can be able to get you funded on this end, yeah? And that you go through the parallel program. Now also, because parallel program, we don't require them to do the GMAT exam, which is a requirement in the regular program. We can't really fund you unless you have a score, good, satisfactory score. So, so you don't have to do GMAT exam for the para student, yeah. But also at the same time, also, we also want to reward those who are in the regular program and they've taken time to actually sit and pass that GMAT exam, because it's not that easy, yeah. So also what we do is we give them opportunities for jobs within the program as they pursue their masters, yeah. So what does this mean? It means, for example, whatever jobs we have in the program, we can give you. If there's an opportunity that opens up, we give you. If you're in the regular program, if you're in parallel program, we can't consider you because you don't have any GMAT score. Or even if you're in the regular program and you don't have any GMAT score, we still can't consider you for those jobs. But it doesn't mean that we can't help you with jobs once you graduate from school. You'll basically have all the benefits as a parallel student of getting jobs once you graduate from school. We train you, we'll also help you find work. The only thing that you're not getting is easy jobs at Airlift zenyewe in the program as you continue with your studies and all that. Because like, for example, right now in the Kenya Airlift program, we have about 15 people who support the program. And 90% of those people are students already in the program. In fact, actually, our trainers for GMAT, they are students who came through the program. They scored the highest GMAT scores. They are making really, really good money as we speak. Okay, these are students who, even if they come to the US and they graduate, probably maybe we won't even need to get them jobs elsewhere because they're going to be making so much money. We have so many people joining the program. We have more than 100 students joining the program every month. The program is growing at a rate of about 500% per year. So you can imagine the demand that will be there even for just the GMAT training alone. And these are the guys who are running the show for GMAT training. Okay, so we are giving opportunities to the students who are coming through the program and they prove themselves that they are really, really good. Okay, so that's what it means. All right, when I say opportunities within the Kenya Airlift program. Another good example, we have Victoria here. She's the one who is, facilitating this. We have given her a job. Victoria, actually, she hasn't even come to the US already. No, not yet. She's coming in August. She hasn't even gotten the visa yet. She has a full scholarship. She's going to South Dakota State University. She scored a 650 in GMAT. You already given her a job. If you are in some of our groups, she's the one who handles all the questions there. So those are the opportunities that I'm talking about within the program itself. Those ones we give them to those who have good GMAT score. You have to have scored at least a 550 in GMAT, or if you took a GRE, you should have scored at least a 310 for you to be able to get those opportunities. And there's a lot because the program is growing and we need people to support the program. We keep hiring. Since January, I've hired, I don't know how many, maybe 6 or 7 students so far. Young people, you don't hire old people, unfortunately. we want to give opportunities to young people because they are the ones who are struggling in Kenya. Okay, so that's what it means. Victoria, next question, please.
Oh. So, 2 questions from Facebook. Answer them together.
Your connection is not that great. I don't know what's wrong, but anyways, give me the next question as you solve your issue for the connection.
Okay, so from Facebook, Gertrude Korir is asking, if I choose bronze, is that enough? How much extra cash do I need to enable smooth settling in the US for the first month? And then another one from Cherotich Kasumbei. He's saying, oh, Mr. Muiti, thank you for this and for taking time to give us information regarding the program. I have a question about transition from F1 to H1B visa after OPT. What other ones do you have if you miss all 3 lottery draws?
All right, let me answer those ones, yeah? So the first question was about what? About the bronze, yeah? Whether it covers, now the bronze package covers everything up to the point of your first month of rent and rent deposit. It basically covers the relocation budget that is on the handbook. All right, if you look at our handbook, it has the relocation budget. That bronze package will cover all that up to the point where you come to the US and also you paid for your rent and rent deposit. Now, if you need help, because you see also that is not, that doesn't mean that you don't need any money. You see, you need some money also in your pockets. Yeah, you can't just come just because you've taken care of all that. You can't just come without anything. For example, how will you buy? You've already taken care of your rent for the first month and rent deposit. How will you eat? Where will you find money? Your groceries, right? If you need your mattress, your blankets, maybe clothes. If you are going to places where it's very cold, where will you get the money from? Right? So for that, you need to have your own money. If you don't want to have your own money, then you need to buy a higher package. The best package to buy, if you really want to have all that covered, is the silver package, the one that is a little bit higher than that. You contribute $2,000. Then you know how much you'll get, yeah? So if you've already gone through the handbook. So that's what those packages are for. Now, another thing, because also I get a lot of questions about those packages, yeah? So let's say, for example, also, because here in the US, public transport is not that great, yeah? We don't have matatus here, okay? Because most people here, they have cars, yeah? Having a car here is like the way back home, everybody has a phone, yeah? So if you want to move from point A to point B effectively, depending on where you stay off campus, you need a means of, going around, yeah? So you need maybe a car. Cars are not very expensive here. Even with $2,000, $3,000, you can get a car. If you want that kind of help through the program, then you contribute a higher package. Okay, so that's what those packages are for. Okay, because your loan on this end, covers basically your tuition and living expenses. It may not be enough to buy you the car. It may not be, let's say, for example, also, you don't even have a computer, because some of these, you're coming to a tech master's course. You may need a computer and you may not have the money to buy the computer. But if you contribute more into the circle, then you have enough money to buy some of these things. So that's what those packages are for. Now, the other question that was asked was about transitioning from F1 to H1B. That's why we have the program, because we know the challenges. I was able to get my papers through employment. I was on H1B, and also I was on green card. And the problem is, most Africans out there, I'm telling you, most of them here, they never get H1Bs, they never get green cards through employment. It's what it is. People don't talk about these things. Okay, Most people here in the US, most Africans, most of the time, even though they came to the US as international students, they look for other means of getting immigration papers, unfortunately. These are things that no one will tell you about, but we have to talk about them because that's what this program is all about. It's trying to solve those problems that we have as Africans. All right, it's the high time we start doing things the right way. Okay, because I mean, if you're out there and you're smart, there is no need of you going out there and getting married to someone just for the sake of getting papers, honestly. Because you see also, once you get married to someone and you have no intention of staying with that person, and the intention is just to get the papers, remember also you're gonna have to divorce at some point. That's something that's gonna stick in your history as a person for so many years until you die. Do you want that? Unless you want that, then that's fine. Okay, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just trying to show you other alternative ways of getting papers here. But our people, unfortunately, that's usually most of them. If you talk to a lot of our people here in the US, that's what they'll tell you. Oh, get married to someone. All right, other ways that people get papers here is through asylum. Okay, asylum, if you get asylum, by the time even your papers come through, we have people who have been here for years and years and years. The asylum has never been approved. And the moment you don't have that approved, you can't even travel. You'll be stuck here for so many years. Even if something happens back home, you won't be able to travel. So these are some of the things that no one will talk about out there for you to understand. All right, okay, but I'll have to tell you, no matter how sensitive some of these things, no matter how sensitive these things are, I have to tell these things because that's really what this program is trying to solve. We want anybody who comes through this program to get papers through employment. I've walked that path before. That's why you have the program. I came as a student. I was able to get H-1B. It's possible to get H-1B. That's why you have all these training programs, because otherwise, ukimaliza with your masters, hata kama umefanya masters of computer science, hautapata kazi. You need job skills. That's why we focus on those, so that we can be able to help you get jobs out there. All right. So whatever we preach in this program, it's actually something that I've personally walked through. Yeah. So it's not like we just come up with something that is not there. No. I mean, something that we haven't done. No. I came here as a student. I was able to get papers through employment. I was able to get an H-1B. I was able to get green card. It's possible. You don't have to get married to someone if you don't like that person. I mean, if you get married to someone here and you like the person, that's good, man. That's what we want. Come here, get someone, get married, you love them, that's good. But don't get married to someone and yet you don't want to stay with that person when there's a way out for you to get papers. You know, we know as Africans, we've normalized these things, eh? Okay, sometimes I get into a lot of trouble, especially by those who are already in the US. But it's okay. I have to say the truth, right? And you guys, I want to help you, yeah? We do things the right way. So anyways, the question was, what if, for example, you don't get H-1B during that time, you are 3 years of OPT, yeah? So that's why also, you see also, there's always, I mean, I always get people asking me like, oh, is this guaranteed? Is this guaranteed? There's nothing that is guaranteed in life. It's all about taking risks, yeah? Even as in the program, we've taken a huge risk for you to bring you to this side. We don't even know whether you're gonna come here and then jump and then jump us and then say that, oh, you know, we don't care about you and we're not even gonna pay you your money or whatever we lend you. We are taking risks. All right. So you can't just sit there and expect everything to be guaranteed. There's nothing that is guaranteed in life. Now, what normally you have to do, and that's also what we do, is mitigate that risk that is there, right? Mitigate that risk that is there, either it's lending or anything else. Now, for example, when it comes to H-1B, we make sure that anybody who is coming through the Kenya Airlift program, they take a STEM program, because a STEM program will give you up to 3 years of post-graduation work authorization. Those 3 years will give you enough time for you to figure things out, for you to be able to transition into someone who can be able to live and work in the US. 3 years is a long time. Yeah, but now if you come for just an MBA, MBA will just give you 1 year of post-graduation work authorization. If you, and you know H1B visas, it's a lottery. Okay, it's a lottery. If you don't get in the first year, then what happens? You're out. You have to go back to Kenya. That's the situation that I was in when I was a student here. And I don't want anybody out there who is smart to go through the same thing. That's why our programs, they have to be STEM. If you're coming through the regular program, for example, it has to be a STEM program. And you guys don't fear these STEM programs, because I get so many people, you know, getting worried about this. We have some STEM programs out there that actually doesn't require you to know any coding. A STEM program, for example, Master of Science in Supply Chain Management. It's a STEM program. There's no coding there. You can do that kind of a program with any kind of background, and you graduate as a STEM student. A program, for example, like Operations Management at South Dakota State University, the one that we have, you don't have to code. There's no coding at all. So don't be scared. And then also, you see also, we understand that a lot of our people, we have non-tech backgrounds. That's also why, even when it comes to now the career path that we want you guys to take once you graduate from school, we have robotics business analyst as one of the paths, and also we have data science, and that's on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now for data science, and this is on artificial intelligence and machine learning, this is for people who are really good at coding, especially Python and R. You have to be good in that aspect, yeah? Now, on the other hand, we want, let's say, for example, you know me also, I didn't have any tech background, right? I had an MBA. I'm an accountant, actually, by profession. But I used to work in the tech space as a systems and as a business analyst. You don't need to know any coding. So we have a path for you in the program where you can become a robotics process automation business analyst. Your work, you don't need to know any coding at all. You're going to be working with the business, understanding their business processes, documenting, and then working with the developers. A very nice job. It pays amazingly well. It will basically make exact same money that you'd make that someone who is a data scientist would make. Exact same kind of money. So you are not losing out on anything. It's only that you want to go this way that doesn't require you to know any coding. Okay, and which a lot of our students have that kind of background. They don't have any coding background. So not everyone has computer science and all those very heavy techie backgrounds, right? So that's what we want. So now let's say, for example, if you don't get picked for H1B during those 3 years, unfortunately, then you have to go back to school. Okay, and then now try to get something called CPT. We can always advise on those things. I always tell people, yeah, if you're in this program, we should be able to help you find papers, no matter what. There's always a way out. We can help you. Don't worry about that. Also, don't worry too much. You know, that's a long time ahead of you. First of all, think about how to get into the program, how to take that STEM program, how to get the GMAT score. The rest, I'm telling you, we'll take care of all that. And even also, for example, even if you don't get H1B within those 3 years and you're already working for us, you already have enough experience for us to actually file for you a green card. For a company like ours to file for a green card, for a person, for an immigrant like you, you just need to show that you have 2 years of experience. Come on, man. In the program, we have so many jobs within the program. By the time even you get here, we already have people working for us as developers, as systems analysts, a business analyst. That's already, you're already accumulating the expected, experience for you to actually get employment-based green card through our company. So there's nothing to worry about. This is all figured out in the program. All right, next question, please. Victoria?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. I think that has elaborated that well. I have a few questions,
Uh-oh, I think I lost you. Are you still there, Victoria? Okay, maybe I can answer some of the questions that I'm seeing as I wait for Victoria. Victoria, please fix your connection, yeah, because I can't hear you. So there's someone here asking, does information system involve coding? I believe it does. I believe it does. Preference to one course among the rest. I feel there is something special about it. Well, you see, all of the students, yeah, if you look at that handbook of ours, yeah, just pick any course there. There's a reason why you put the courses there. We know anybody, we have something for anybody, as long as you have the minimum qualifications, yeah. Don't worry about your background. You can take, for example, operations management. You can take supply chain management, you know. There's courses there that don't require you to know any coding. You know, just take that. Okay, if you also feel like it's too hard, take an MBA. We still allow an MBA through the regular program. So there's options for you. Someone here is asking, should I contribute in fall installments? Yes, at the moment, if you are coming through the Kenya Airlift program regular option, you have to contribute in 4 equal installments. We are actually changing that very, very soon. I think we've given this information out there that you see also when you started the program, we also wanted to attract people, yeah. So because there's so much value in this program, yeah, and also we want serious students, serious people who are coming through the program. We get people also joining the program, and then after making the first payment, they don't pay anymore. We are working on a system that will also be punitive. I mean, if you don't pay your installments, you're gonna be incurring penalties. We'll be changing that to 2 installments only very soon. And also we'll be increasing the SACCO payment, the SACCO registration fees. Because also, you see also, we have to run the program. I mean, there's a lot of costs that are associated with running this program, especially from the SACCO side, yeah? So we have to take care of those things, as much as also we want to make sure that the program is affordable, yes? So those are the measures that you're gonna be taking very, very soon. I keep on saying this, like if you really want to join this program, the time is now, because it's less costly for you to join the program. Soon and very soon, it's gonna be very hard for some of the people to join this program, because also as the program grows, it's gonna be very hard for you to get in. Okay, it's gonna be very hard for you to get in. So please, if you want to join, if you are serious about this program, join now, because soon and very soon, it's gonna be very hard. Installments will change. It's gonna be 2 installments. Maybe later on, it's gonna be just 1 installment, just like the way it is for the para students. Okay, and the SACCO registration fee, I can tell you it's going up very soon. All right. Let me see. Victoria, are you there? I think I lost Victoria. Someone is asking, what does lenders consider for someone in the parallel program with no cosigner and but with a GPA of 3.0? Well, you see, at the end of the day, and this is something that we've been trying to tell people out there in our groups, if you really want someone to lend money to you, also you have to be someone who is trustworthy when it comes to money, yeah. So you should not have any defaults, because also you see also as Kenyans, specifically Kenyans, we've normalized this thing of refusing to pay back loans and all that, and then you get listed on CRB. You need to show that you are responsible. If you are not, no one will lend to you. Even us as a SACCO, we cannot lend to you if we see that you have defaults. Even our lender, Empower Financing, they check your credit history. So I mean, you don't have to see what I always tell people, yeah. You don't have to have any credit, okay, for you to be funded by Empower or even to be funded by the SACCO, but you need to show that you don't have any defaults at all. So that is what is needed. If you have that, you'll be funded. There'll be no problem. Someone is asking, will the changes that you've talked about affect those who are already in the program? No, it won't. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you are really serious about this whole thing, join now, especially maybe by end of this month. Yeah. There's so many people out there who sit on the fence, and I don't know for what reason. Yeah. I mean, this thing, it's either you're in or you're out. Yeah. So don't just sit there. Like I said, we even us, we've taken a big risk, okay, to fund you people. All right, because some people think like they might join and then they might lose their money. No one is taking your money. This is a very genuine program. Someone is asking, past due defaults have been sorted out. Is that okay with the lenders? Yeah, just go there, fix your stuff, and join the program. You'll be fine. Go pay your dues, man. No one wants to lend to people who don't like paying back. No one. Is there supply chain management at USF? I haven't checked with USF recently. You see, also, the good thing is the US government, because the current government actually is very pro-immigrants. So they expanded the number of STEM programs, the areas of STEM programs. And now supply chain is one of those areas that are considered STEM. So a lot of schools out there that had supply chain management, even finance before, it never used to be STEM, Master of Science in Finance, Master of Science in Accounting also, it's never, a STEM program. So, but now, the current administration of President Biden, it has expanded the list of STEM opportunities. So a lot of schools out there, they are working out on that, and most of the programs, even you've seen actually MBA programs specializing in STEM or analytics, or specializing in supply chain or analytics, getting STEM recognition. So yeah, it's getting better. Yeah. So you can check. I mean, as the person who is asking about USF, you can definitely check yourself. Go to USF website. If you see anything to do with STEM, they always also say, because also they want to attract people who are more interested in STEM programs. Is data science offered at UAH? No, they offer business analytics, Master of Science in Business Analytics. But you see also, I always tell people, like, what matters, and this is also another thing that I need to clarify, yeah? What matters in this Kenya Airlift program when it comes to your career path is basically what we train you on. Please get this right, yeah? What is on the handbook has nothing to do with your career. You may do supply chain, you may do operations management, but you will either become a data scientist or a robotics process automation business analyst. Understood? That's where we work, because that's the only way that we can be able to get you jobs. We can't just get jobs in any field. We also want to add cybersecurity. Yeah? But for now, we have data science, we have robotics business analysts. Those are the two paths that we have for you as far as career is concerned. Yeah. So what you did for your master's, as long as it's in the handbook, doesn't matter at all. So as long as the program you feel like you can be able to do it, go do it. Okay. As long as you feel you can take a program and you like it and you feel like you can do it, take it, do it. Once you join the program, of course, we'll advise you on which is the best for you, yeah, based on your background. Also, we don't just let you just choose, yeah. Also, at the end of the day, you need to choose something that you can do. So, but at the end of the day, your career trajectory will be based on what we train you on and how we get you jobs. That is the most important thing. And I think we've said this in the handbook, yeah?
Bob.
Yes.
Victoria says that she can't join, the meeting is full.
All right, so I think you can moderate for me, right?
But I think because she already had the questions, I think I can leave for a bit and then she can give you the questions that she already had.
Okay, let me try to add her back.
Sorry, I'm in now. I think you let me.
Okay, let me try to add her back. All right, there is a limit, yeah, for those. we have only 100 people who we can allow right now. It's 9. Okay, Victoria, just give me the questions, please.
Okay, sorry about that. So I had questions about visa and I wanted to put them together. One, which I've seen frequently, is people asking how they would like to move with their young families. You can maybe elaborate on that. And two, people asking about the backlog, the visa backlog. Suppose one misses a slot, what happens? And then they're saying that
wait. Maybe one question at a time. Yeah, so that
okay,
so that I'm
okay,
able
yeah,
to
you
handle,
can.
each at a time. Yeah. So the first one was what?
Yeah, people who want to move with their families.
All right, good.
How easy and the requirements.
Okay, good. Good question. Yeah. So we actually allow people to come with their families, your dependents, whether it's a spouse or kids. We've had one student who came like that and they got the visa. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, as much as we want you to come with your family, yeah, you see also coming to the US is a different experience. You are in a new country. There are things that you see, you have also have to be very careful. Yeah. You are coming here, let's say, for example, you have some little kids. Yeah. So unakuja na mtoto, maybe they are 2 or 3 years old, like for example, my daughter here. Ukikuja na yeye utamweka wapi? You see, here in the US, it's very expensive. Daycare alone, you could be paying at least $100 a month, a day for your kid to go to daycare. Do you have that money? Okay, mostly also, another thing, mostly master's programs in most schools, the courses are usually done in the evenings. Let's say, for example, even the kid is going to school during the day. You are going to class from 4 p.m. Where will this kid stay after 4 p.m.? You can't leave kids in the house. See, in the US, you can't leave a kid who is below a certain age in the house alone. The government, the police will come and take you to jail. Okay, you guys understand these things, yeah? So as much as you want to bring families, yeah, understand those things. All right, I know, family is important, but also at the end of the day, I always tell people, like, you see, this life is all about, you have to think about how to sacrifice some of these things, yeah? You are sacrificing for about 2 to 3 years. I mean, you just need to sacrifice for 2 to 3 years, and then you bring your family. See, we've said this, like this program, we want you to come and work. And for you to work, you need papers. By the way, when you file H-1B for you, when you file green card, you also file for your family. And at that time, you'll be working. So they can come. All right, so it's just a matter of sacrificing for 2 years. You might, after 2 years, by the way, you can knock off your master's within 3 semesters. So that's 1 year and 1 semester. In these 18 months, you are done. Within that time, if you are good, you get your jobs, you get your papers filed, H-1B. Within 3 years, you could be having your family here in the US with the right documents. They don't have to worry, and you're already working. So let's be patient and also think about this whole scenario. I know you guys want to bring families and all, but also at the end of the day, consider all those other factors. It's expensive. We're in a new country. You are a student. Accommodation also, we like getting accommodation that is shared with other students. That's where accommodation tumekutafutia na other students. Like, for example, I share all these things on YouTube. Go watch some of our students where they stay. You see, they stay as groups because it's much more cheaper. Sasa umekuja na uko na watoto and a husband, watakaa wapi na student wengine mko the same apartment, unless sasa utafute apartment yako alone. And also getting your own apartment, it's gonna be very costly. Getting an apartment here, 1-bedroom apartment is at least $1,000, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,200. Umeona sasa hizo expenses zote zenye umejiletea. So sacrifice these things. Talk to your family, talk to your wife, talk to your kids. Okay, waambia unaenda somewhere, utakuja kuwachukua, ama wanaweza kuja kuvisit, ama uende visit somewhere. We've had students going back to Kenya actually and visiting families. Last December we had Elsie, last December we had Wilfred. He even gave a speech at the luncheon that we had at the Safari Park Hotel. They came because you see, when you come here and you are fully funded, you also have enough money for you also to be able to book an air ticket and go back. Right? Wengine kama wenye wanatufanyia kazi, mewaambia hata some of these guys even who are doing, like for example, GMA training for us, these guys are making a lot of money. They don't even need any other jobs out there. Right? You see, you can basically, you can be able to go back home. Mkifunga shule unaenda nyumbani, unaona bibi, unaona watoto, and then come back again. After 2-3 years, we call set bana. Let's not complicate things. I know we love families. Also, it will be very hard for me to leave my daughter and my son and my wife. But also, you see, this is you are looking at long-term goals. Don't look at the short term. Next question, please.
Yes. So another one on visa was about the backlogs. Like what happens, for instance, now that dates are towards the end of the year? What happens if somebody doesn't get a visa date, and what does the program do about it?
A very good question, yeah. And actually, Victoria, you yourself, you've been in that situation, yeah. You're one of those students who are seeking visas, therefore, you just got a slot. But how do we normally do it? Yeah. So what we've been doing now, I'll give you an example. Yeah. Last December, for those who follow me, we were to send to the US over 50 students. In fact, actually, we had about 60 admissions. Yeah. And we thought maybe a visa denial here and there, we could have around 50. Yeah. But we were able to just bring 27. Why? Because of the visa issues at the embassy. Because of all this COVID, there's so many people applying for visas, and it's very hard to get a slot. You find, like, for example, you want to get a slot now and you submit your application, I mean, for a slot, you will find that you'll get a day that is probably in October this year or even next year, and yet you are supposed to come to school in August. So normally what we tell our students is, this is what we used to do last, for the group that was there in December. They would keep on checking, like refreshing all the time. We had students actually not sleeping until they got slots. So it takes that effort from the students themselves through the program, yeah? So we can only guide you, but some of these things you have to do yourself. That's why also coming to the program doesn't guarantee you anything, because also you have to do your part. So that's what they used to do. You used to get students getting these slots around 2 in the morning, 3. Okay, but you see now we have to keep on improving the program, and that's why it's very, very important that you are really part of this, because we are actually thinking for you. You don't have to figure things out on your own. We are there to think on behalf of the students. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to send students as a group to the embassy. So what does that mean? Because now, for example, for this fall in August, we expect to bring more than 100 students. In fact, actually maybe close to 200. But watapata hizo slots aji? Because you see also in the Kenya Airlift program itself, there is a lot of competition. If all of you are trying to look for visa slots, the one that comes up anytime, the ones that you have to keep on refreshing is to check those ones, because there are people who drop out. I don't know, something happens and then there's all of a sudden there's a slot somewhere that you can pick. So that's what I mean by checking consistently, yeah? But you see, if all of you are checking all that and you're in the Kenya Airlift, you're already like 200 people competing for just one slot. So what we are trying to do, we are trying now to send students as a group. There is a way that you can be able to do that. The embassy allows group visa interviews. So that's what we are doing in the program. That's what we intend to do from next month. In fact, actually right now we are processing the next month group, and we can have as many students in the group as possible. And also, even having groups increases our chances of getting visas for our students. We want those students who go to the embassy. They also have our t-shirts. We are branded as the Kenya Airlift program, because the embassy, we've noticed that the embassy knows the program. Every student, some of the students, when they go there, we are being asked, are you in the Airlift program? And then they get visas. You guys have seen that, yeah? Some of the screenshots that we've shared for those who have received visas. We have about over 90% approval rate at the embassy. Africans only get 30% approval rate of visas. Those are the odds that you'll be facing if you're not in this Kenya Airlift program, just alone with visas. 30% Our program 90%, and we want to over 90%, and we want to improve that, even if it gets to 100. That's our goal. I know it's not possible to get to 100, but it's possible to get as close as possible to 100. Even if we get a student getting denied visa here and there, we still try again another time and make sure that this student get that student visa. Because see, at the end of the day, the US government and the embassy also want brilliant people to come here, people who add value to the economy. They don't just want anybody just because you want to come to the US. And that's what most Africans want to do. They just want to land to the US and, you know, and they get all the opportunities here. Who want to do that? Let me even ask you, for example, if you are the richest person in your village and you are all surrounded by poor people, would you be allowing every poor person to come to your house every day knocking the door? No. Anyone who wants to get into that door or the gate has to add some value. It's not like you are mean or anything, but you can't just allow anybody. It's the same case with the US. You guys read even news, you see that the US also, they usually have issues with Mexico, yeah? Because Mexicans, you know, it's a third world country, it's a poor country, sitting next to the world superpower with everything. But they don't want them to come here. And I don't blame them. It's not like they are mean, no. You can't just allow anybody to come here just because you are nice or anything, you want to look nice, no. It has to be someone who adds value to you. That's why I've given you the example of being rich, the richest person in your village, and being surrounded by people who are not as rich as you. As much as they want to come, kwako, waone kwako, nini nini, and all that, you can't just allow anybody just like that. There has to be a reason why they are coming to your home. They have to be adding value, not coming there and begging for money or begging for help. No, that's not how the world works. All right, if you have been reading news, you'll realize that also the UK is trying to attract the best brain. They are saying that they're gonna be giving visas to brilliant people who went to some of the top 50 universities in the world without any conditions. Without any conditions. Why? Because smart people, hata kama ukikuja huku katai kwenda, for example, like nilikuja huku sikurudi nyumbani, ukuja huku tafute opportunities. You are not one of those people who will be out there trying to compete for McDonald's jobs, the fast food, trying to clean tables and all that, flipping pizzas and burgers. Those are not the kind of jobs that you'll be competing with Americans. They don't want people who will be competing with Americans for those kind of non-skilled jobs. You guys need to understand this thing. Okay, and that's why also in the Kenya Airlift program, we get those visas approvals because they know, they've realized that these students are brilliant. Our students, bana, sisi hakuna kubahatisha in the Kenya Airlift program. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you come here and you are not good enough, you won't go anywhere. Because even we have an amazing visa coaching program, very intensive. You have to get everything right before you get to that embassy. That's why our students are getting these visas. Because even I saw some people out there discussing about the program, saying, oh, kwa nini ni Airlift tu peke yake wanapewa visa? Come on, man, we do our part, yeah? It's not just a matter of going to the embassy and going there and telling them you're coming to the US. There is more to that. You have to look, you have to show and look. You are brilliant and genuine student who is coming to the US, who is funded. And even if you decide to stay here, there is opportunities for you. That's why they have these H-1B visas and employment-based green cards. These are H-1Bs and employment-based green cards. They are not given to anybody. Go and do your research, you'll see. You have to have skills that Americans don't have. That's why we are training you on the side as you pursue your master's here in the US. Okay, it's very, very important that you understand what this program is actually trying to achieve. Hata ukienda huko, because also I see a lot of people going out there and trashing the program sometimes. So, you know, there's a scam. Which scam will try to limit people. If I was to allow people to come to this program, we do have even like 10,000 by now. Right now, we are about getting to 1,000 students in the program. If you were to allow everybody who would want to join into this program, we would be having thousands and thousands of people. But this program is not for anybody. We want anybody who is joining the program to have a very high chance of getting on this side and also graduating and getting good jobs. That's what we are for. And in fact, actually, so when you go to the embassy, just to answer the same question, yeah, when our students go to the embassy as a group, they go there with our t-shirts and everything. We have certificates that show that they are part of the program, because also you don't want someone else to go out there and claim they are part of the program. We are also trying to find a way of working directly with the embassy so that they know if you are going there to the embassy, then they know that you are part of the Kenya Airlift program. Okay, so going there as a group, they know you are part, because your application, actually you've already put in you are going there as a group. There's a way that it allows you to put in the information that you are part of the group. Okay, and also even with the scheduling of the appointment, you schedule as part of that group. All right, so the chances of getting visas as a group, it's quite high, and that's what we want. All right, on top of now, getting rid of that competition of finding the visa slot. So that's why we are going with the group option right now. That's what we're going to focus on as we move along. Okay.
Okay, so thanks for that. We have another one about the green card. Now that DV lottery results will be out next week, somebody's asking that what happens if by good luck one happens to win the green card, and on the side, and maybe you had applied for a student visa in the program.
By the way, that's a good question, but don't worry. Even if you win a green card, well and good, man. That's what, in fact, actually at the end of this whole thing, yeah, the main goal, once you come here in the US, is to get that green card. In fact, actually in the program, we help our students to apply for that DB lottery. Since last year, we have our students who, at the SACCO offices, our office right now we have the office in Modaiga. Soon and very soon, once they open up for the next year, we'll start applying for the students. Because also we realize a lot of people, they make mistakes applying for these DB lotteries, yeah? You need the right information. So we'll be doing that also for free. Don't have to charge anything. Okay, but we go ahead, apply. If you win, well and good, you'll get the visa. No problem. You'll get your student, come, and you can change your immigration. Even when you are here in the US as a student, you need also to keep on applying for that DB lottery. If you are lucky, you get it, you'll change your status. There's no problem with that. It's a lottery, man. Don't worry, if you get it, well and good. In fact, actually, that's good for you.
Okay, maybe the last one on visas. Somebody is asking what could lead to one being denied a visa, and what happens when somebody is denied a visa while in the program?
Where there's many reasons why people get denied visas, yeah? Now, in the Kenya Airlift program, we've addressed those issues. Those issues that lead to people getting denied visas, mostly funding, okay? And you see also, at the end of the day, as much as we coach and do a lot of work behind the scenes, still, Bob ataenda embassy kufanyia visa, okay, right? Ataenda kufanyia interview visa. No, it's gonna be you. But we make sure that we minimize the risk of you getting denied. Now, if you get denied, to answer your question, we're gonna try again. I was denied visa 4 times. If I gave up quite easily, I wouldn't have been here trying to help you guys, right? So that's what I always say. There's nothing guaranteed. That's what I always also try to tell you guys. What you do is you increase your odds of, and that's what the program is doing, because majority of our African brothers is embassy just expecting some miracle. There is no miracle about getting visas. You have to do your part. You have to have funding. You have to be going to school. You have to look like a genuine student. You have to show that you're actually genuine. How do you do all that? It's through the coaching that we normally give you. And of course, what you are doing in the program, because you are coming here as a genuine student who is coming to study. That's what the US want to see. But sometimes you may get there and not be able to get it. It has happened to our students. It's not like we claim 100%. We have around 90-something%. There's a few students who have been denied visas since we started the program. I think like 4 or so in the regular program. Okay, but also some of those ones, we actually are submitting the applications again this August. And we believe they'll go through. If they don't go through, we apply again in spring. Because these are genuine students, we have to keep on pushing it until they get the visas. In fact, actually, because I'll be in Kenya around that, I was even thinking of actually going there to the embassy and actually going and accompanying those students who will be denied who we are trying to submit. Okay, so that I can talk for them on behalf of them, tell the embassy that these are genuine students in the program and we run the program. There should be no reason why someone should be denied a visa if they're in the Kenya Airlift program. Seriously. We'll have to do anything that we have to do to make sure that any student who is in this Kenya Airlift program and they are serious students, they are patient enough, they'll be able to come on this side. That's what we want. Next question, please.
Okay, hi Bob. Sorry about that. My internet today is disappointing, but yeah. Another question is one is asking is, I can only see that one university offers MSc Health Informatics and Bioinformatics at GVSU. And in the program, you're required to apply to 3 universities. So are you allowed to apply to other universities that are not listed in the program?
No, we don't want, you see, at the end of the day, we are building communities around the schools that we have, yeah? Now, in that handbook that you have currently, we are going to update it very soon. We are working on other schools as well. We have identified a few really good schools as well. Probably we'll have a list of at least 20. Okay, and so that gives a lot of options for students who are in the program, yeah? But see, we are trying to build communities around these schools. We don't just want you to apply to a school just because you can. Eh? It has to be a school that works also with our lending partners. It has to be a school that has the courses that we want. You know, it has to be a school that there's chances of getting, scholarships and all those. There's a lot of factors. So why would you want to apply to a school that is not in our program, even to begin with? Because you see also some of students who want to come through the program because they have maybe families here and all that. You also want to go to where those families live. I always tell students, yeah, it's not always a good thing to go where your family is. Go where our students are because that's where we built communities. You'll be helped. I can tell you guys, you know, last week we were in South Dakota State University for a whole week. If you follow me on social media, you'll know that. Eh? These students, we have 4 students, our pioneer group to that school, which actually is the school that Victoria is going to, yeah, hopefully, God willing. If you see the kind, we could clearly see, you know, we could see it because you were there, the importance of going to schools where our students are, going there as a group. There's so much help that you get, assignments, kila kitu, how to go. Now, like for example, tulienda huko South Dakota, yeah? One of the students has a car. Wanakaa out of the same apartment. So they just use that student's car to go. They share all those things, you know, like, gas and all that to go to school. It's so easy. Assignments wanafanya pamoja, wanasaidiana majob huko nini. It's so easy, man. Why would you want to be out of, I don't understand sometimes, eh? Why would you want to be out of the community that you're trying to build? It doesn't matter whether it's your family somewhere. Go and you are coming to school. Once you graduate, you'll go and stay with your families later on. Focus on going to school. You see also, some of our students who are coming to some of these programs, they don't even have any tech background. Although we also train you, okay, on some of these courses, like Python, R, before you get to school. But also you see, when you're in with these other guys, brains, and watu wako sharp bana. You see what we have in this program is amazing. You are basically with the community of the best brains. There is no other place that you can get better brains than these ones. That's how you need to understand these things. Why would you want to be away from that? How watu ndio watakusaidia hata figure out those things. Hizo macourses za Python and all those things. So many things, bana. That's why we have the program. That's why you have the program. Stick to the schools that we are sending you to. There's a reason why we are sending you to those schools, yeah? After kama your family here tells you to go to where they live. Even I always talk to those parents and those family members. I tell them, please give us a chance. Let the student come through the schools that you want to work with. Mkitaka wakuja, watakuwa wanakuja huko sama kuwa visit. Ama wakimaliza shule watakuja kuwa visit. But let the students go to the schools that you are working with. Next question.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So it seems questions are almost over, but this last one, ni
Are those
kama
coming from
ameinsist sana.
from the Zoom chat?
From the Zoom chat on Facebook, we are handling them. They are manageable, but this one, it needs your view. So this one is asking, with my master's already, could you ask Bob if an MSc graduate with quality transcripts can bypass the GMAT process to take his MSc in the US?
Well, see, GMAT or GRE, it's not like it's really needed for you to get admission. See, we've said this, like we have an option for the para students, and those para students usually don't take the GMAT exam or GRE. You don't need that for you to get accepted to schools. But also it limits you on so many things if you don't take the GMAT exam through the program. One, we can't fund your relocation expenses if you don't have a GMAT score, satisfactory GMAT or GRE score, 550 in GMAT, 310 in GRE. If you don't have that, because we don't know how good you are, prove yourself with GMAT. Hata kama you have a PhD, we'll still require you to do GMAT or GRE, unfortunately, yeah? For us to fund you, especially with the SACCO. On the other hand, when you have you are competing with other bright people, even within the Kenya Airlift program itself, there's so much competition. How do you prove yourself that you are so good, even to the admitting committee for the schools that you are applying? It's not like you are the only one who is applying to those schools. Remember also, it's not like you are guaranteed to get these admissions. So if you don't have any GMAT, you may end up applying to so many schools by the time you get admission to one. And that means you're incurring money. You're incurring costs to apply to schools. On average, most schools out there, they charge at least $50 for one application. Fanya GMAT bana. And then also remember also when I said earlier that we can only give opportunities that we are having in the programs, the jobs, to those people who have a GMAT score. Okay, see, I've already told you, like for example, our GMAT trainers right now, they are the people who came through the program, they scored the highest GMAT scores. They are now doing the training for the program. They had to even to quit their jobs because we are giving them the job here and the job that pays them amazingly well. In 2-3 years time, these guys will be making so much money, more than even what I used to make in the US. Can you imagine how many people will be needing? And soon and very soon, GMAT actually will be a requirement in the program. So you can imagine how many people will have to go through those GMAT training. There are so many of them, and these guys are running the show. They get paid. We pay them per head of each and every person who is attending the GMAT training. So these are the opportunities. I'm just giving that that example for those GMAT trainers, yeah, to show you the amount, the kind of opportunities that we have in the program itself. In the program itself, because we are growing. All right, we are growing at a rate of about 500% per year. Right now, at the end of this year, we'll probably be around 2,000 students. Next year, who knows? Can you do the math? 500% of 2,000. The program is growing tremendously, right? So that growth also means we need people, right? We need people, but we can only give those opportunities to those people who have proved themselves in the GMAT exam. Because sijui wewe uko namna gani kama una GMAT. No, GMAT, it tests your intellectual ability. Also, it tells me that you are someone who can actually, sit down and be able to go through a very rigorous process of, studying for that exam and pass it. It tells a lot about you as a person, and I would want to hire you as an employer. So huwezi kuja kwangu kuniomba job ya Airlift and yet you have nothing to show for when it comes to GMAT or GRE exam. So do that. Hata kama uko na PhD, we don't really care. You have to do GMAT. Kama unataka that help, yeah? But if you don't really need that, sawa, ingia parallel program. You will be fine. Tutakutafutia shule, tutakutafutia funding. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about, but if you really want these things, you have to work for them, right? Yep. Another question, please.
Okay,
I
so
see a lot of
Olat
them.
Olka.
I see like 49, 50 right now on the chat. I don't know whether you've handled those number of questions.
Yes. Yeah, Felix is there. We're handling them on the chat, but we have Olat Olka from Facebook asking, can the program help a student who has been admitted to one of the partnering universities to Kenya Airlift program, but was unable to manage funds to pay for his master's?
I mean, yeah, if it's a program that, if it's a school that works with us, that is in the program, and maybe you've done it yourself. See, also at the end of the day, this Kenya Airlift is not about kupatia funding and all that. You are basically joining a community. Can you imagine 5 to 10 years down the line? From now, you will be in a community of the best people with making good money in the US, right? And with the brains. The value is immense. I can't even put that value. You guys need to understand. You guys need to see the bigger picture of being in the Kenya Lift program. Usifikiria tu just kupata funding. Funding is part of it, but the bigger picture is that community of brilliant people in America. We can do some amazing things, man. You want to be part of that, unless you are not visionary enough to see what we are trying to build, right? So anyways, if you get a school and the school works with us, yeah, we can get you funded. But remember, it's not about funding. Because a lot of people out there, we also share all this information out there, the schools that you work with. I have so many videos of also even how you can apply for a loan. You don't even need the Kenya Lift program to apply for a loan, actually. You don't. Lakini, kama we, you are not understanding what you are trying to build, then you will be very short-sighted in terms of the benefits of this program. That is not what you are trying to solve funding, because we know, funding is one of them, yeah? But we know also you can, because I see a lot of people out there, they apply to U8, they apply to this, and then they come to me, I've applied to this. Why you apply? Just join the program, but now. There's more to that in the program, unless you don't read that handbook and understand it very well. Because sometimes they're getting a lot of people, they read the handbook and then they are not even, it's like, we expect, see, this is a program for brilliant people. Yeah, there's a lot of expectation when it comes to understanding things faster. Yeah, so we also send you back and tell you to go back and read that handbook, and also read all the frequently asked questions, because they address most of the questions that students ask. Huh? All right. So anyways, to answer your question, yes, we can help you, but also try to see the bigger picture of joining this program. The value is immense. Don't be left out. I've been this path before. I've been here in the US as a student. I know the challenges that a lot of people face here in the US. A lot of them. And just getting here, it's not the end of it all, yeah? Once you get here, also, you have to stick with us. You have to do our trainings. You have to, you have to follow everything that we advise you to do while you are here in the US. Ukikuja huku alafu anze kuwa kichwa ngumu, utaki kusikia shauri yako. You'll end up, I've always told even the students who have come here, you guys have seen, even I used to house them in my home. You see, I've always told them, like, even the first Kenya Airlift, the first Airlift initiative that was there in the 1960s, I don't know, 60s or 50s, we've had people who came through that program and they never succeeded here in the US. We've had cases, guys, we've had cases. The other day, like last year, we had a mzee in Atlanta, 80-something-year-old mzee, living in government home, seeking government help, and can't even raise enough money to go back to Kenya. He's never been to Kenya since the 1960s. What is that now? And sometimes I'm like, are we bewitched as Africans or what? Because why would you be given that opportunity to come here? You're in a group of other brilliant people that came with you, and yet you end up being, someone who is looking for help after so many years. So it's not always that it's guaranteed for you to succeed here, even through the program. It's all about your initiative. But also you have to stick around. and do what we ask you to do, because we've gone through that part. We want everybody who's coming through the Airlift program to actually succeed here. Remember, I told you guys, we are building a pipeline of talent that we can use to implement our projects, the IT. There's a lot of jobs there. We need resources. It's not easy. Actually, it's not easy to get smart people. It's one of the hardest things that companies face in the world. It's one of the hardest things that companies face in the world. Hiring smart people. There is not many smart people in the world. I'll give you an example. Look, the KCSE exam just came out. Ni wangapi wako na C+ and above? I was checking there just a few hours ago. Only less than 20% scored a C+ and above. And that's the cutoff for university admission in Kenya. In fact, actually, it was, I think, 16% of the students who scored a C+ and above. 16. The rest, they didn't. I mean, not to say that they're gonna fail in life. No. Okay, you see, also, you guys, I want to understand. This is a forum for intellectuals. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. I need you guys to think, right? Like intellectuals, yeah? So, see, there's not many people who are very, very smart out there. And companies struggle, actually, to get these smart people. Not everybody out there can be able to do some of the things that we want you guys to do in the IT industry. I mean, I worked in the tech space as a consultant, man. It's not easy. It's not. If you are being employed and getting paid $1 million Kenya shillings a month, just like an ordinary, you know me, I never used to be a manager in corporate America. I was never a manager, never managed anyone. But I used to make at least $1 million Kenya shillings a month from the second year when I graduated from school. Why? Because I could do some complex problems. I always tell people, Bana, I mean, if you want to be rewarded financially, this world is very tough. You have to be smart. You have to be smart. Okay. Don't be lied that smart people don't succeed in life. Oh, nasikianga huko watu wasema sijui watu wa D ndio wanaandikanga watu wa A. Hiyo ni upuzi. There's nothing like that. You go look, even in your own villages, those people who did well in school, somehow they've done well in life as well. It's like people try to put down those who have passed in the exams. Bana, you look around, Bana, if you do your research, you'll see that people who pass actually end up succeeding in life financially. No one will hire someone who can't do the job, especially when you're doing this complex stuff, especially in the IT industry. How will these students be able to, like, for example, come up with this iPhone and do what is needed to come up with an iPhone like this? We have to be serious about these things, Bana, yeah? And that's why I say this is a forum for brilliant people, intellectuals. I expect you to understand these things. Okay, let no one tell you, oh, sijui nini, ati sijui utaandikwa na mtu alipata D. No, it doesn't work out like that. That's not how the world works, yeah? Of course, people who have failed, even I have in my own families, not everybody did well in school, no. But you see also success is very relative, eh? It's not always about financial and all that. Also, that's also something that you need to understand, yeah? But let no one tell you that doing well in school is not necessarily a good thing, no. Companies want those smart people. Go out there, do well in school, show your credentials. Companies will be willing to pay you good money. Do you know how many people make $1 million Kenya shillings a month in the US per household? I'm talking about husband, wife, kids, and everyone. Less than 20%. Less than 20% of Americans make more than $1 million Kenya shillings a month. Why? Because for you to make that kind of money, you need to be able to solve complex problems. You need to solve complex problems for humanity, for you to make money. No one will give you money when you can't solve anything. If you have the skill that everybody has, you'll be paid minimum wage. Unfortunately, that's how the world works, yeah? That's why the US government doesn't give H-1Bs visas to someone who wants to work at McDonald's, cleaning tables, flipping pizzas. Seriously, you have to solve problems that Americans can't solve. That's how you can be able to be given these things. And also that's why also the US government at the embassy, ukienda huko na alafu uanze huko unayumba yumba, you can't even answer questions as a genuine student. Utapewa visa. You guys understand these things, eh? Right. I sometimes feel like as Africans, sometimes we do things, I mean, we assume things will work out without having to really think about some of these things, yeah? You have to think critically about some of these. Why do we struggle sometimes on so many levels, eh? Because we just assume things. No. See, the US government, they don't just want anybody. That's why I gave you that example, yeah? That they want people who are valuable to them. Hata ukikuja huku katai kurudi, you are valuable to them. If you come here, start a business, like for example, the way I did, or come here and get an H-1B visa and start working. I used to work for Fortune 500 companies. Come here and try to solve their problems. They want you, bana. They want people like those ones. Si mtu akukuja huku alafu anadoea everything. Anataka jobs za hawa watu hizi za huku chini chini. Hapana. They don't want that. Sasa wewe unakuja compete na Americans. These jobs zingine umesikia, not many Americans also are making that kind of money. Americans here are struggling too. Let no one lie to you. It's not like it's a bed of roses here. Hapana. Eh? I'm telling you, come on, good skills. I'm telling you, Americans, they suffer so much. If you're on minimum wage here in America, bana, you are below poverty. No, if you are making about $10 an hour, you are poor. You are considered a poor person. That's 1,000 Kenya shillings an hour. Here in the US, you are considered poor. If you are making less than, in fact, actually, if you are making less than $25,000 per year, you are considered a poor person. $25,000 a year, unajua ni hiyo ni pesa ngapi? That's like 200,000 a month. You guys understand these things, eh? Understand these things. That's what you are trying to solve in this Airlift program, bana, yeah? So don't think about this Kenya Airlift program as a matter of just bringing people as doing in Yapana. We've seen, I'm telling you, I've used to work with Indians. Here in America, by the way, they make money. They utapata in nice neighborhoods and all. You won't find our own people because most of them, they're in the tech industry. 70 to 80% of people work in tech space as consultants, they're Indians. Their median household income of Indians is about 100,000. Americans, when you are melelewa huku, they grew up here, their median household income is about 60-something thousand per year. Wahindi wamewachapa double. As Africans, by the way, we make way much less than that. Usidanganywa tunaambiwa ati watu wako diaspora wana make pesa, hakuna pesa wana make huku. Most Kenyans are struggling. That's the bitter truth. Or maybe you see someone is working so many hours, 60, 80 hours. By the way, when you're in tech consulting, you don't have to work 60, 80 hours for you to make good money. Unafanya kazi kutoka Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you are done. Weekend, uko na time na family, you have everything. That used to be my job. Okay, and that's what we want in the Kenya Airlift program. See at Naringa, I say things the way they are for you to clearly see where you can be if you really follow what you are trying to do in the program. This is a very visionary program, by the way. Very, very visionary. Very visionary. Sometimes I feel bad when I see people out there struggling when we have something so, I mean, everything so laid out. All you need to do is just trust the process. We put in so much into this. My heart and soul, Bana, it's in this Airlift program. That's why I left a very well-paying job to help people get where I was a few years ago. But I can only help those who have, at least who have the brains to get there, because also the world, that's how it is, you know. If you're not smart, there's no way that I'll be able to put you in a consulting role out there trying to fix systems, amakampuni, very complex problems, right? It's not like saying tusaidia kila mtu. I would want to help everybody. But you see also, You see, we can still help those who are not able to do, those who don't have the intellectual ability that we have. You know, it's a blessing also from God that you are also smart. You see now, you're 84% of those other people, they failed, right? I mean, not failing, but they didn't score the university grades. But you can also help them. Once umekuja huku umeanza kupata job, huyo mtu tamsaidia aanze job, I mean, aanze business, aanze something that they can be able to do, aende shule, afanye this and this and this. That's how you can be able to impact them indirectly through the program. So tuwasaidie wenye tunaona you can come, then after hapo, you can imagine the impact that this program will be having a few years down the line. We are picking people from the villages, people who had no, people who are not thinking of that they could be here, people who had no means of coming to the US. We are picking them right from the village. Those people a few years down the line, Bana, if they are making good money, they'll be impacting the other people who are not lucky enough to have the same intellectual ability. Think like that. That's how we're going to be able to help the others. Because hatuwezi chukua wote, tuchukue wenye tunaweza, wenye wana meet the requirement, then hao watasaidia hao wengine. Soon and very soon you'll start sending money back home. That money will do a lot of amazing stuff. A lot of good things if you are making good money. Next question, please.
Okay, so one is asking that you elaborate on the loan repayment procedure upon graduation.
Well, loans are usually repaid 6 months. You are given a 6-month grace period to start repaying. Normally also with the Empower loan, you pay some interest when you're still in school. It's not a lot of money. Okay, US bana, kituka like $100, it's nothing. And then you start building also your credit. They also want you to build your credit, okay? But also Loania Sacco, our relocation expenses loan, also that one you start repaying once you graduate from school. So yeah, so that's really how it is, yeah. For the Empower requires you pay some interest while you're still in school. It's possible. I mean, once you get here, there's jobs, utakuwa unafanya shule huku, you know, and you'll be paying comfortably. Hata nasemanga kama uwezi lipa, tunaweza sort out, hata utufanyie kazi kwa program. See, I keep on saying, like, we have opportunities for program, but there should be no issue with paying anything. And also that's why even if you take a loan, but I mean, if you are making good money, you can pay off a loan of even, we don't, actually, by the way, we don't want our students to have so much loan. Yeah? Most of our students, actually, they usually get a loan for the first semester after Apple. There's a lot of opportunities within the school. As long as unafanya vizuri, utapewa GS and all that. Okay, so that now hata loan yenye unachukua ni loan maybe, like for example, I'll give an example. A student like Wilfred, yeah? He's one of our students at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Wilfred is graduating next month in 2 weeks' time. Wilfred, he had a loan of just $3,000. That hiyo ndio loan amegraduate now akiwa nayo, because hiyo ndio alichukua the first semester. After hapo alipata full GAs. So 3,000. Hiyo hata akitaka kulipa anailipa tu within 2 months ameilipa. Because hata tumemchora job already. So you guys, bana, you know, sometimes also, you know, I don't know what's wrong with us. You see, also we fear so much. After his loans, tuna fear loan ya so this is an investment of yourself. You have fear loan ya kuchukua to invest in your own, in yourself, and then tunashindana huko ukikopa sijui mshwari whatever to just go and have some booze. Unaona mtu anachukua 2,000 loan aenda akanunue pombe. What the hell is that now? Na hapa hata utaki kuchukua pesa uende shule. We have some misplaced priorities sometimes. It's crazy. Go invest in yourself, man. All right. Paying off this loan. If you are working and you are making good money, you should not be having a loan after 1 year. Believe me, you will be fine. Because sometimes people are very myopic when they are looking at things. Because I've seen also, I've had this instances where a parent alikuwa anaambia parent mwingine, hiyo Airlift, mtoto anapewa maloni huko, sasa atakuwa huko America na malons. That kind of mindset, terrible. Sasa huyo parent Amediscourage mtoto hata kuingia program. Akasema sijui atakuwa na maloni huko. Sasa hiyo, see, this is some of these things that sometimes people, I don't know. It's good to have these forums to educate people on the essence, on the importance of having these, I mean, taking opportunities like these ones and running away with them. They don't come all the time. Why? I'm telling you, Indians, they come here on loans. India sends about 50,000 students every year to the US. And most of them, India is not a rich country. It's a poor country, third world country. In fact, actually, they have the highest number of poor people in the world. So many poor people there. But they come here on loans because even in India, the US, I mean, the government in India, actually, they've seen the importance of education. They give student loans to students in India to study in the US because they know the importance of getting education here, the opportunities that are here. Umesikia hapa wa India wanafanya amazingly well. That's what we want in the Kenya Airlift program, eh? Lakini sasa ukiogopa kuchukua loan, lakini wagopangi ukichukua hiyo sijui unachukua inaitwa aje hiyo, unaenda unakopa, unaenda kukunywa huko weekend. Come on, man. Some of these loans that you normally have and you're not even able to pay, they are useless loans. Just out there taking loans for nothing. And that you can't take a loan to take you to the US. Go hata kopa kama unataka kuingia kwa program. Kopa hiyo M-Shwari, ingia kwa program kama unaweza. Or go and find something out there and get into the program bana. Get into the program. Anyways, next question, please.
Yeah, maybe we can take the next 15 minutes to wind up. It's been almost 2 hours. So I have 2 last questions. One from Eric. He is asking, he has a brother in the US. Can he sponsor him to do his master's degree there? And another one from Mohammed. Mohammed is asking, like if someone already has a visa already, a student visa, how can they join the program?
Okay, so the first question was what? Maybe one question at a time, man.
Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. Eric is asking if he has a brother in the US, if he can sponsor his master's in the US.
Yeah, he can. There is no reason why he cannot. But also sponsoring, see, also sometimes we get things mixed up. Just the fact that someone is telling you, I mean, you have a family here and they tell you, oh, you know, unaweza kuja alafu I can help you with bank statement and all that to take to the embassy. Doesn't necessarily mean that that person will give you the money. Yeah? But if that person can actually be able to fund you, then there's no problem with that. Okay, just join through the program, because also you see also, sometimes also at the embassy, when you go there with some bank statements, they may be asking like, why would your brother put in so much? We're talking about 50,000, Bana. As much as we even love our own families, you know, embassy will ask, if you go there and start claiming someone else is paying for your education apart from your parents, maybe your dad or your mom, it's gonna be very hard for you to prove that you are a genuine student. That's also why it's very important. Hata kama uko na, maybe someone will help you. Uingie program, upewe loan, ukuwe approved. Your loan is your own money, by the way. That's your personal funds. Okay. All right. So you are not claiming anybody will pay for you. Your story, I could claim someone is paying for you. It needs to stop with us, because that's why we get denied visas all the time. I love we keep on complaining, oh, the US embassy is taking so much money at the embassy and they are not giving Kenyans visa. Utapewa visa aje kama unaenda kuclaim uncle yako sijui auntie sijui ndiye anakulipia school fees? Who will pay for you 5 million Kenya shillings? Hata kama mtu anakupenda, even your own sister or brother, sometimes they don't do that. Okay. I have very needy nieces and nephews, but I don't think I would pay 5 million for each one of them to come here. Hata kama niko na hiyo pesa. I would rather help them get a loan. You see also, alone it's your own responsibility to repay, yeah? So it makes much more sense. You know, you're more responsible for your own money. Pesa ya kupewa na mtu mwingine, it's not always a good thing. Hata kama ni ya mzazi, yeah? It shows your commitment when you've taken a loan. Hata to the visa officer, by the way. Some people, you see also some people think like taking a loan is a bad thing. Hata kwa visa. No, that's why our students, they get funded. I mean, that's why our student visa, I mean, a student get our visas approved, because they are funded by loans and graduate assistantship awards. Mostly loans actually, because hizo GAs unapata later on ukiingia shule. Most of the time utazipata kama ujaingia shule. A few cases here and there. For example, for Victoria, she has a full GA at the moment, so she doesn't need a loan. But still, we've applied for a student loan for her. She may even need it, maybe anunue gari, anunue computer, you know. Lakini bado analipa na shule, amelipua everything in school. So a loan is important. We'll get a visa with a loan, not with bank statement. We don't encourage bank statements, Bana, in this program. We don't do that. Unless it's your dad's. And real bank statements. Si zile za kuenda unaenda River Road alafu unapewa bank statement. Hapana, because as it's so sad, the way we do things, and expect a different outcome. Sasa hata ukienda unatafuta mabank statement huko umeomba umelipa hata si kuomba, most of the time actually you have to pay for it. 50,000 nasikianga 30,000 tu anakupea bank statement, na hiyo sasa hiyo bank statement itakulipia school fees. See, the problem that we have at the embassy. That's why so many get denied visas. Because also we proved ourselves that we come here and then we are not reliable. We won't go back. You see, also the embassy, they have all these statistics. They know the number of Africans who graduate from university here in the US. Wanajua, few of them. Unakuja huku, shule huku bana, utatoa milioni 5 wapi kama una funding. No, a lot of people think like you can just work here and then make money and then pay for your education. How will you do that? Masters, it's very, very involving. You have assignments on a daily basis. Shule, you are only allowed to work 24 hours on campus, not off campus. Sasa wewe, it means like your goal of coming to the US is basically to work and not to go to school. Nani atakupea visa? Even if it was me actually at the embassy, I would deny you. Okay, I'll deny you. Hata napatanga watu wananiambia hizo wananiambia nimeenda embassy nimenyima, nauliza umenyima kwa nini? Sijui. Nauliza how did you get funded? How are you funding your education? No, nilikuwa na bank statement. So sijui ya nani na naambia, hey, you know what? Even if it was me, I would just deny you. That's not like I'm mean or anything. I mean, I like being real, Sometimes also I get into a lot of trouble by being very blunt and outright, because I don't like sugarcoating anything. I would rather tell you the truth. Well, usinipende, it's okay, that's fine. But after this, I've told you what you need to do, because no one else will tell you out there. Okay, I know also some of you, they follow a lot of people out there on social media. When wanakuambia sijui kuja America, sijui nini, at sijui conference. Sasa ukikuja conference after hapo ndio utafanya nini? Do you know we have so many? That's why we have so many Kenyans here, bana. They're not making good money. Watu walikuja, maybe they had very good jobs in Kenya as managers and all that. Huku wanafanya hizi kazi za huku chini huku, hata tutakangi kuongea juu ya hiyo story. Umeambiwa ukuje hapa sijui for a conference. Then what? Utakuja na visit visa. Then after that utafanya nini? How will you be able to get good jobs? For you to get good jobs, you have to have the right papers for you to work. The moment you don't have the papers, unafanya hizi jobs za chini huku unalipo under the table. And a lot of our people are doing those jobs. It's only that we don't talk about it. That's why you see our median household income of Africans, it's quite low. And yet, Africans, we are among the actually we are one of the groups of immigrants that are very highly educated, together with Indians. And yet our education doesn't reflect on what we make as a community. Why? Because watu wengi sana wako huku, hata kama they have the brains na wako na degree, hawafanyi job mzuri. Utapata watu wanafanya Uber. There's nothing wrong with doing those jobs, but you have to be very realistic. We have to be serious about these things. Unaona watu wanafanya kwa warehouse, ukifanya hizo job unalipa $12, $14. Your pesa, I'm telling you, it's nothing when you're in America. You basically be surviving, on paycheck to paycheck. I always tell people, bana, if you are smart out there and you really want to live the American dream, you have to be making at least 1 million Kenya shillings a month. 1 million. That should be your goal. All right. Yep.
Okay,
Next
so
question.
we have,
As we wrap up, it's almost 2 hours, huh?
yeah, so we have this recurring one about the group interview. Maybe you can expound on how it works and whether denial for one group member affects the rest of the team and just the issues around group interviews.
That's a good question. Yeah. No, you can't get denied, all of you. Yeah. I see also at the end of the day, visa approval, it's an individual case. So hata kama tuna book, as much as you are booking students as a group for the visa interviews, still interview itakuwa tu individual. Utaenda hapo kwa counter wewe mwenyewe, but mnaenda hiyo siku moja nyi wote. Embassy itakuwa inaona nyi wote hapo, and you want to keep on doing the same thing. We are basically trying to attract them because already wanajua program. They've been talking about the program. In fact, actually, they grilled one of our students. Wakataka kujua, they were doing their due diligence. Akaenda huko embassy, alipewa. So akaenda the first time. Wakachukua passport, hawakumpatia visa at that point. Wakamwambia, we'll call you. So after a few weeks, wakamuita. Wakamweka huko ndani. Wakamgrill like 2 hours. Wakampea mpaka nini ya kujaza. Full scope. And look at what this program is all about, because they've been seeing it. They've been seeing it on TV. Good students have been coming to the embassy. They've been approving visas. Wanataka to understand what is this, what the hell is this Kenya Airlift thing? You see, also these people, they are not stupid. They have to do their due diligence. And that's really what we wanted also, yeah? We want them to know what we are for, what we stand for, what this program is all about. How do we do that? Since now, for us, you see also, we don't have connections with embassy. We are trying actually to get hold of the person who is in charge of the US embassy so that so that we can have an official collaboration with the embassy, because also that makes their life easy. They are able to identify good students, but we are basically making their life easy. The US embassy they don't have to deny people who actually are genuine students, and that's what we are trying to do it for them. So how do we start making it easy for them to actually identify our students? It's through a group interview. And not just a group interview. Mnaenda huko, wanaenda wamevalia our t-shirts, they have the certificates for the program. You know, we want to showcase the program out there, so that they don't deny anybody. So you can't be denied as a group. That doesn't make sense. Okay, and if it was to happen, we'll go there and, you know, complain. See, also, you guys also, this program, but you know, my co-founder also used to be a student leader, yeah? To mepitia even all these university politics. We are serious, we are in serious business here, yeah? Serious, we want to support comrades. Okay, embassy waende huko deny everybody a visa just because we went there as a group. We'll go there and you know, we'll call everybody, even the press, and air that issue. It's that serious, huh? So I don't think comrade power, yeah? You guys understand this thing, eh? DMK used to be a student leader at the University of Nairobi. He was there before Babu Owino. He was the, you know, Sonu chairman, yeah? So hapa we are not joking. Wakileta hiyo upuzi, you can go there and actually invite the press to ongea juu ya hii story. Watu wamenyimwa visa. They should not be denied visa. You see also, there must be a reason why someone is getting denied a visa. There has to be a genuine reason why someone is denied a visa. They can't just deny you a visa just like that. So yeah. We are ready to do anything that we can within our powers legally to make sure that every student who is coming through the Kenya Airlift program, they get visas, because these are genuine students. And by the way, it's not a must that you have to stay in the US. You know, this is a school thing, eh? But at the end of the day, if you want to stay in the US, we have everything for you laid out so that you don't have to struggle finding work here. I always say there's a clear path to becoming a citizen through a student visa here in the US. Okay, for those who want to stay here, there's a way out. If you want to go back home, you actually want to encourage people to be going back home, and we need to develop our country too. The Konza Technopolis, we want to develop it. And we can only get those good skills here, advanced skills, and go and apply them back home so that we can build our country. We actually want to make a big impact in the next 10 years through this program. We can do some amazing stuff, man, back home. Yeah. So that's what we intend to do. So yeah, tutanyimwa visa as a group. That one I can assure you of that. It's gonna be an individual case and it won't happen.
Okay, so I have the very...
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I have the very last questions. There are two. You can address this one first. Someone already has an admission for a Master of Education, Curriculum and Instruction, Mathematics Concentration, and even secured a visa. They're asking how they can join the program.
Well, yeah, if you're out there, let's say, for example, you are out there and you are coming to study a STEM program and you scored well, you basically meet all the academic qualifications of the program. Yeah, you can join the program as a parallel student and you'll be part of the community. I actually encourage that. Kama uko huko na umepata visa already, be part of the community, man. It's gonna be, I'm telling you, it's gonna be very hard for you to find work once you graduate from school, if you don't have someone supporting you, like the way the Kenya Lift program does. I face those challenges.
Okay, so the very last one that people are really concerned about, parallel students who don't meet the 3.0 GPA requirement and are asked to find a co-signer. What are they supposed to do? For some of them don't have friends or people who are permanent residents or US citizens.
You see, there are things that we really can't do much, unfortunately. See, I mean, I've said this many times. I would want us to allow as many people as possible to the program, as long as that person is interested in studying IT, is interested in joining our community, basically interested in our vision for this thing. But you see also, how do we get you here? Let's say, for example, if you don't have a GPA of 3.0 and you don't have a cosigner, if you pay and get into the program, how will you get you into some of the schools that we work with? You see, some of these schools, they are very competitive. The ones that that are in the handbook, yeah. Unless now we get you into a low tier kind of a school that will more likely accept you. Okay, all right. We have some other schools that accept. You see, you can even come to the US with that's why in the parallel program we still allow, even if you have like at least a 2.7, no, we still allow you to come. But we, for example, if you have a 2.7, we can't take you to a school like Alabama or, for example, Illinois or South Dakota State. Utapata, because that competition here program itself alone. Remember, guys, I've said this. We are averaging over 100 students a month enrollment, and this is gonna shoot up, especially once we send students in August, because that's normally what I normally see. Every time now we are sending students, people now start coming in. And it continues like that. So soon and very soon, we're gonna be having maybe 1,000 students a month. These guys, we are competing with them for the same schools. Sasa wewe ukiwa na GPA yako iko too low, utaingia shule gani? Already competition iko kwa Airlift. So the only other option that tunaweza kutafutia ni tushule twenye tuko huko chini, tunakuwa na shule huku zenye zina accept almost everybody, tukutafutia hizo, lakini hizo because also you are very risky student to learn. That's why it requires you to have a cosigner. So those shule, hata hizo, they usually don't work with our lending partners. See, also our lending partners, this is unsecured loans that they lend to you. You have to be smart. You have to be someone who can get a job. The assumption is that a smart person can get a job much more easier, which is actually the truth. So because now wewe ulianguka hukupata GMAT nzuri, it's assumed that you're actually not a very smart person, unfortunately. So to the lender, you are very risky to lend to. So that's why they would require someone to co-sign for you. Basically, co-signing means a guarantor. Okay, and that's why also you may not be able to get to these really nice state universities that we have in the regular program, because they won't accept you because the competition is very high. So to end up going to these other schools, and those other schools, low tier schools, they don't work with Empower, our lending partner. So wanawak tu na lenders wenye wanataka ukue co-signed. As long as there's someone else out there who's willing to take the risk, you're okay with it. Hata ukifanya your degree and graduate alafu ushinde kupata kazi, wako sawa. So that's the thinking, yeah. I mean, I was saying that if you have a less than 2.0, you are dumb or no. See, lenders, they look at things differently, yeah. You have to understand these things. I usually don't like talking with emotions, because at times if you start talking with emotions, then you won't be able to give the right advice. You know, you have to give you professional advice. That's the main reason actually why we require that. Because I don't want you to end up getting into the program. Umeingia sasa para ya program, umelipa $1,000 up front. Na umeshindwa kupata admission, ama umeshindwa kupata funding. Hiyo pesa unajua imepotea hivyo tu. Na ikipotea hivyo tu, unajua utaenda huko nje hasa uanze kuongea juu ya Kenya leftover venye niliibwa pesa. Those are the things that we try to avoid in this program, by the way. That's also why we are trying to attract as the most serious students, because also you've realized that for those few years that we've been on operation, in existence, we've seen students coming into the program, you're not serious, wamelipa to the first installment after hapo, hawasomi GMAT, hawafanyi anything, wanna drop out. We put in an unrefundable fees. We want, if you are joining the program, you know that if you drop out, there is a cost that is associated with that. And also that's why also we are increasing we are limiting the number of installments that you can make. It's gonna be 2 very soon. Probably next month, because we are working on the handbook and all that, and our system for payment and everything. So that's why I've been telling people, I'm not trying to scare you or anything. You know me, I'm very straightforward person. You know, I don't like lying, and I don't like sugarcoating things. So it's what it is. So if you want, join now. If you really don't want to have a problem, with paying extra, for example, SACCO registration is gonna go up. I don't want to say how much, but it's gonna go up more than double what we are charging at the moment. The SACCO has to run, yeah. We are employing people, and the SACCO needs to pay them. We have systems that we are building. It's costly, yeah. It's costly to run the program, and the SACCO makes money out of those because we are giving money. The SACCO is giving away money. Where else do you think it's getting money from? It's through those registrations. You guys have to support it. Someone is asking, if I get sick abroad on the program, who covers my bills? By the way, as an international student, you are required to have insurance. It's covered also by the loan that you get. So it should not be a problem. Uku kama uko na insurance and you get sick, it's quite costly, yeah? Very costly. So you better have that insurance. But it's a requirement for international students to have insurance. It's part of it costs about maybe $1,000 per year, but it's covered by the funding that you get. Any other question?
Okay, I think we have covered all questions. I've tried to cover all of them, both on Facebook and here. Mm-hmm. We can wind up unless there's somebody who has a burning question. They can raise their hand.
There is someone who has raised their hand. Samuel, maybe you wanted to say something. Can you unmute yourself and say something? You can see a hand that has been raised.
Hi.
Yes, Samuel.
Mimi niko na degree ya bachelor's, niko na degree ya computer science.
Mm-hmm.
Na nilipata C+ KCSE.
Uh-huh.
Now I have a friend of mine mwenye ako America, ananiambia like anaweza ni host. Is there any way I can get funding for my education?
Aya, Samuel, si ulisikia nikiongea hiyo story ya hosting, eh?
Nimeingia late, pole. Ndo niingie mkutano.
Maybe you need to go back and rewatch this video, yeah, because I'm gonna put it out
Okay.
and all that, yeah. We encourage students to go to the schools that we are working with because we are building communities around those schools. Utasaidika sana. Your friend or your family, they don't have to host you. Okay. We are building communities around the schools that we are sending students to. It will be much more easier for you. When you are other students, you are doing the same courses. There's so much value by being together. Okay. Accommodation, everything.
Yeah.
Okay, now if for example, you may go to where your family is or your friend is, but tutapata huko, maybe itakuwa way much expensive. You understand? That's why should you go there, right? Kama anataka kusaidia, mwambia kusainie loan. Okay? Where uende shule kwenye zinaenda students wengine wanaenda. That's the best help that they can help you out with. If they really want to support, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I see another question here. How do placements work, Bob? What percentage? Let me see. Someone. What percentage rates do you take? How do placements work, Bob? Percentage rates. Okay, yeah. So our business here in the US, we are a consulting firm, eh? So if we get someone jobs, we have clients out there and we place you in their projects, we make money out of that as a company, yeah? Now, how much we make, that's not something that I can discuss in this forum, but we pay you based on even better than the market rate, for example. So that's all you need to know. You'll be making, I want students who are coming through this Kenya Airlift program to be making even more than what I used to make as a consultant. I use myself as a benchmark. So jua tu utakuwa make pesa mingi. What we make, I don't think it should be an issue, yeah? As a company, yeah? Because as zingine people are so much interested in knowing all of other things, huh? We'll pay you based on the market rate. And there's no contract that you have with us. If you want to work for us, you work for us, but I mean, our work will sell itself, If you're not willing to work for us, well and good, go out there. If you find someone else who is willing to sponsor you, go and work for them. There's no contract in this Kenya Airlift that says you should work for Upstate America, for example. No. But trust me, it's not easy to find employers out there who are willing also to support you and file your papers. So if you see there's so much value working for us, then you'll work for us for as long as possible. We'll make sure that you're actually paying you well. You don't want to take advantage of our students or our people. We want to help you with good jobs, yeah? Yeah. So don't worry about whatever percentage we take. Yes, Opio, there's someone else here who has raised their hand and they want to say something. Opio, please unmute yourself, ask the question.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I wanted to find out from you, there's something you mentioned about those people who want to come with families. And if you could clarify or make it correct for me, did you say that these 2-year master's programs can actually take a lesser time than 2 years, can take 1 year and what? What did you say, 1 year and what?
It's actually it's normally 3 semesters, yeah. So, and you can actually knock off within a year. Now, for example, yeah. So if you join a school in January for spring, yeah. So spring semester, then also there's something called summer session. Most schools usually have that. You can take summer classes, eh? So if you go in spring and you take some summer classes, and then also you do fall for that year, you can actually knock off that program within a year.
Okay.
If you don't take the summer session, you will knock off. Basically, what you need to know is that for a master's, you need 3 semesters. How long those you stretch out? Because summer is usually it's vacation time. Like you are not supposed to go to school in summer.
Yeah.
But if you want to go and knock it off quickly, then you can take the summer classes.
Right.
So on average, let me give you a quite a clearer picture. Yeah. So on average, I mean, as on average, a master's program will require you to complete 30 credit hours on average. That's like the bare minimum. Yeah. Now, a master's program, usually each course is 3 credit hours. So which means if a program is requiring 30 credit hours, so you're basically supposed to do how many courses? 10, right? 10, because each is 3, yeah? So 10, and as an international student, you are allowed to take a maximum of 15 credit hours. 15 credit hours and a minimum of 9. Which means you are allowed to take 5 units max per semester and a minimum of 3.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, the course has that credit hours. Those are 10 units. So you are taking a maximum of 5. So you can even knock off within 2 semesters, even without having, even you take summer off, you come and visit people back home, you take 5 classes in spring and another 5 classes in fall of that same year, and summer you take off and go and see your family back in Kenya. It's possible. Yeah, but also, there's a lot of, I've gone through this. I came as a student, so I know the challenges of, it can be a lot of work. So we normally encourage students, take 4 classes, 4, 4, 4, Yeah, 4, 4, 4, that's how much? How many? That's 12. Huh? You can take 4 in spring, 4 in fall, those are 8, and then 2 summer sessions, because summer is usually very short also. You don't want to take so many classes in summer. 2, I think 2 should be max. So you already have 10 and you are all set. Yeah, but also again, kama unataka kuenjoy summer, you don't want to push yourself so hard. Look, America, there's also a lot of things also to see. You want to travel, you'll be doing a lot of events set to the Airlift in summer. You want to be going places, you want to be organizing even like like even for example, right now you are working on doing like a cruise to Bahamas. Those are some nice things. You can only do these things in some. We need a life also outside of this, outside school. Yeah. So we want to make the program as interesting as possible. So, but yeah, expect to finish within 3 semesters. How long that 3 semesters is, it's up to you, depending on how you want to finish quickly.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Fadhili.
Thank you, Bob. So you've mentioned about the program and the classes and the entire master's program. Does it come with anything to do with like an industrial attachment where after classes you go to do some practice in some work for you to finally like get into the job market officially?
That's a good question. So normally for your masters, there will be something called capstone projects, which is more like where you involve, like for example, you do research with companies within the localities of the school.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. So you carry project with them and all that. That's really the only thing that you do. But you see, once you graduate, wanakupea your OPT, and that OPT is supposed for you to. It's called OPT. Basically means optional practical training. So it's a chance for you to go out there and work as an intern. Try to look for jobs, and if you get one, then the company can file for you to stay here long term. That's what that is.
Thank you, Bob.
But as far as within the course itself, you're going to have those capstone projects that you'll work on.
All right. Asante.
You're welcome. Next one, I can see someone raised their hand, Mohammed Mose.
Yes, thank you, Bob. I'm the one who asked that question about if one already has secured the visa you're supposed to be joining. In fact, I'm supposed to be joining Florida Gulf Coast University at fall this year. And I already secured a visa, but at another program. So I was asking, do I still, if for instance, I want to get in this on the Bob Smoity's program, do I still require to do a GMAT, that is the Graduate Management Admission Test, and also if for instance somebody has secured a master's, there's a question I'm asking for somebody else. You have secured a master's maybe in education and information technology, maybe from Kenyatta University. Do you still can you have a chance to secure a PhD through your program too, through the same program, the Kenya Airlift program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me first answer your first question. So you are coming to Florida Gulf Coast University, right?
Yeah.
Unakuja kufanya nini?
I'm coming to do Master of Education, Curriculum Instruction, Mathematics concentration.
Is it a STEM?
Yeah, it's STEM, mathematics concentration.
Okay. Is it see also at the end of the day it has to be considered a STEM, yeah, through the school, yeah?
It is STEM. It is STEM. It is STEM.
Okay. If it's a STEM, mathematics, I think that's you see, that's also why we limit which programs you can take, because, like I said, because our goal is to help you find work once you graduate from school. Now, when a company is filing for your papers, remember tuliongea stories za kupata papers through employment. So usisikie hii story this is a very well calculated. I mean, we took time to think about this whole thing, yeah. So for us to be able to get you papers through employment, let's say for example H1B, actually you have to have a background in something that is related to what we are giving you as a job. If you are filing for your papers, H1B, right? Now, let's say, for example, umekuja na umefanya, let's say, medicine or nursing. Okay, na uko kwa program yetu. Maybe hata umefanya nursing masters, alafu umefanya hata hizi courses zetu za on the side, hizo za data science and all that. But still, your degree background, it doesn't match IT, because the job yenye tutakutafutia ni IT. So it will be very hard for us to prove to the US government that you have education that is tied to what we are giving you as a job. See, there's those limitations. So those are some of the things that people really don't understand. So, but see, that's why we don't open up the program to just anything. If whatever you see on that handbook, we know that it can work later on. Once you finish school and you are trying to get your job. So we know that we won't have a problem finding you papers, because there's no really point of you joining the program. Na hii program itakusaidia all the way to the end. Alafu sasa ukuja alafu hatuwezi kukusaidia. Yeah. But now, yours, I think we can be able to work with that because it's mathematics, technology, that's fine. That can work. Yeah. So because I know there will be a lot of tech units that you'll be taking in that. Yeah, in fact, actually, the US government, when we file those papers, they ask the company to, they have companies out there that do evaluations. They check evaluations for people who are applying for these H1Bs. So they evaluate, just like the unaonanga shule huku saa zingine zinaitisha evaluation of transcript. They evaluate your credentials. For us now, for the application to go through, for you to get that H1B.
Yeah, Bob, in fact, when we were doing application, we were supposed to send our document, our transcript to the university for evaluation. And of course, you had to have a 3.0 and above to 4.0. That is scale, tests. So that's why I was asking, if you have done the evaluation through the international, maybe the OS or maybe the international evaluation body, do you still require the GMAT?
GMAT, like I said, GMAT is not necessarily needed in the program if you can be able to fund your relocation expenses, or if you don't really care much about the opportunities that we have within the program. So I don't know whether you are here earlier, but I said we currently have about 15, about 15 people working for the program itself, just for the program, okay? And we are giving opportunities to those people who are in the program. But we can only give you an opportunity if you have a GMAT score. Not just doing GMAT, but also doing GMAT and getting the minimum requirement. For example, kama huyu kwa Victoria mwenye amekuwa akifacilitate this discussion, she has a job with us. She works for us. She handles all the questions from the students out there. It's a job that she has. Also, someone like, for example, Felix alikuwa hapa. Felix also has a job with us. In fact, actually, Felix is one of those people who make decisions on admitting students to the program. So he works for us as a junior business analyst. So, but we can only give you those. These guys, they passed GMAT very well. Now, Victoria alipata 650 bana. You see now, we can't just give somebody a job within the program and ana hizo qualifications, and because there's so many other deserving people within the program. Remember also there's so much competition in this thing.
Yeah, sure.
So that's why it's important. Kama uko na admission, I always tell people, if you really want us to help you on some of these things, just do GMAT on the side and niambia, okay, Bob, you know what, I have a GMAT score of this, give me the chance. Yeah, that way we can talk. Okay. But it's not necessary for you to have the GMAT. If you're not interested in all these other things and you're okay with it, we still support you. You graduate, could train hizo training programs umesikia za robotics and data science and all that, and we'll help you find work. But you see, I always tell people, even these training programs that we do, it's not like it's guaranteed. You have to pass them. Pass mark it's usually 80%. I mean, just coming to the US is just one step that you've made. But succeeding here, it's going to take a lot of effort from the student as well, just to make sure that they are doing everything that is needed for them. That's why I said earlier, I've seen cases of how the old guys who came on the airlift in the 1960s, tukimtafutia hata pesa ya kurudi Kenya, because they came here and they didn't even succeed. So just coming through the program doesn't make you succeed here. You have to do what is needed of you. Hata hizo training zetu upite and everything for us to help you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. There was another question that you had asked. What was the other one?
I was asking, suppose somebody has a master's, maybe in education, communication and technology, maybe something like geography education, social studies, let me call social studies education. And they maybe want to get in this program. What the procedure? All the procedure of joining the same, and do you assist them to do their PhD on the same?
Okay, here's the thing. This program is primarily for those who are interested in doing their masters. Reason is because we want people to finish quickly and then start working. See also PhD hapa ita take like 5-6 years bana. Sasa nani anataka kudeal na watu wata take 6-7 years? See also we in business,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that's why we don't take undergraduates. We usually don't like dealing with the PhDs as well, as much as it looks really good to have a PhD, unfortunately. But through our partners, like for example, UAH, they have full funding for PhD. So you can come through the parallel program, get funded, you get a full funding from UAH. In fact, actually, you've listed there in the handbook. It has to be a STEM. Those are STEM PhDs. That way, we don't have to give you any loan, because to kupatia loan zetu unafaa uanze kulipa within 2 years. For example, loan ya relocation. Sasa utaanza kulipa loan kama uko shule. You see, now if you're doing your PhD. And then also even our lending partner, let's say, for example, you don't have any full funding for your PhD. Empower, they can't lend you. They can only even them, they in business. They want to, because these are unsecured loans. Who want to give unsecured loan to someone who is graduating 7 years? That's very risky. So you want someone who will, in fact, we want someone who can knock off that master's within a year. The earlier you knock off the masters and start repaying, the better, because this is unsecured.
Yeah, sure.
It's a very risky loan that you're giving. You see, also that's also why you don't just give anybody. You have to be brilliant. You have to be smart.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Cornelius something Nyangaresi. Okay. We are release a hand, but he's not talking. Osioru Sylvester.
Hello, Bob.
Yes.
My name is Sylvester. So I've been following up this program since I was in Form 4, and next year I'll be graduating from campus.
When this program has been existing for how long? We started in 2018. 2018 in Form 4.
Yes, I was in Form 4 in 2018.
Wow. Okay.
So unfortunately, I don't know if this is confirmed because you said that there are a lot of things that are going to change coming next month.
Yeah.
So I scored a B playing in KCSE. And I think I'll be very sad if the grade changes from a B, for example, to a B plus. I'm just anticipating. I don't know if it's going to change. Is it going to change?
Which year are you?
I'm in third year. I'm going to graduate in next year, December.
You know, you can join the program before even you graduate, huh?
Okay.
You don't have to have see, that whole process of coming to the US takes a whole year on average. You can join the program once you get into fourth year. You just use your first to that year transcripts and you can join the program as long as you've consistently done well and we can see you still score at least a 3.0. You should be able to join the program. Now, talking about changes, yes, I can't guarantee anything. You see, the demand is the one that dictates, and because we lowered these things, these requirements, because also we needed to attract people. Once people are into the program, and because also we wanted to prove that this thing worked. We've already proved that, and that's why also right now you're having so many people joining the program. You know, we know that in the next few months or in the next few years, there's going to be a lot of demand. It's just obvious that this is going to get tighter for you to get in. Yeah, that's how the law of demand and supply works. Yeah? See, when we started this program initially, actually the minimum requirement was a B plus. That's what it used to be. We lowered it to a B, and then again also we didn't have anything to do with parallel. And if you guys have noticed, you've never hear us talking about the parallel option out there on the internet or anywhere or even on on TV or anything. We talk about the Kenya Airlift program. Okay, there's something that we have a brand and we need to maintain that. Yeah, we don't just want to attract anybody. Yeah, at the end of the day, this program is just for bright, brilliant people. Okay, if we have the numbers, we don't need to admit those others that we feel that maybe they are pulling us down, in terms of, because there's also a challenge that you are facing right now with para students. I have to be very honest with you, yeah? There's something that we are seeing in them that is not appealing to us. And we're gonna raise the bar, even for the para student. Probably maybe, it might be, I'm just giving I'm not saying that's how it's gonna be. You're going to say, for example, even in parallel, you still have to have scored a B. Maybe if you scored a B minus in case in math, or maybe your math grade is not that good, then you go to the parallel option. So maybe that's how it's going to be for parallel. But I can't promise you that we'll be taking C+, honestly. Very soon, that may not be the case. I have to be honest with you, even B minus, because even at the beginning of this program, we are not taking those grades. You see, also we were trying to be nice also and try to accommodate others. But also we started seeing something. There are some some students in the parallel program. They come here and then they start saying, oh, they want to do other things. Unasikia mtu anataka kufanya nursing. That's why umetumia program. You are using the program the wrong way. You see, as Africans, sometimes we misuse these opportunities. Tumekuleta huku sasa, umeanza kusema unataka kwenda nursing. Kwa nini huku unasema unataka nursing from beginning? People are getting visas and they are becoming something else. Today I'm dealing with a very serious case of a student who got a visa and then they want to come and after funding, it's not like very assured and all those things. So you see, you also have to be very patient and follow what you are trying to do. Don't try to do your own things. Come already with a program. Understand? Because also I see also some of the schools that we work with, the lenders, they don't fund summer classes. Sasa kama student amepata visa, hataki kukaa Kenya mpaka fall, ataka kuja summer, amekata mpaka tikiti na summer hakuna funding. Sasa huyu student how will he go to school? How will the student go to school? You see, so the program is there to support you on all these things and guide you properly. If you, I don't know why you would want to join the program and you don't want to follow the lead procedures of coming here. You see, getting a visa, it's not the end of the journey, yeah? It's just a step in the process, yeah? So, just, you have to follow what we've laid in place because we want to help you. Me sitaki watu wa nini. Mtu asema hapa amejipea pressure ya kuhama. Usihame Kenya, just see also unahama sasa. You see people struggle here bana. You see that's why we have this program, because we've seen the problem. Simesikia nini kuambia watu huku struggle. Sasa ukuja hapa na una funding ya summer because our lenders are not funding in summer. Utaenda wapi? Utalipa shule aje? The moment you can't pay for
ya daddy.
So if you come here and you don't have the funding, how will you now attend school? You drop out of school, you'll be an illegal immigrant. Sasa umekuwa illegal immigrant na wewe unaenda huko unasema kwa Kenya Airlift program, unaona umetuharibia jina. Huh? You see, that's why we want serious people throughout, from the beginning. Huh? And we are seeing some of these cases with the parallel option, unfortunately. I have to say the truth. Huh? So, please, if your intention is to come just to land in the US, this is not the right program for you. Maybe there's other programs out there zinapelekanga watu kuja kusoma. I mean, kukuja tu just to land. Don't try to join this program if your intention is not to go through school and if your intention was not to get into tech. Kama unataka kuja huku alafu sasa unaanza kuambiwa sijui also. You see also we get so many people getting misadvised, but there are people who are already here. Unaambiwa sijui enda nursing, sijui enda fanya hivi and hivi and hivi. Ulikuwa uingia hii program because we wanted you to get into tech. Because that's the only way that we can be able to help you. Now you came with different motives. You misuse the program. You are seeking a student visa and yet you are not coming to study, coming to do other things. Even the embassy doesn't want that. So that's why it's important. That's also why we started seeing these things, and that's why you're gonna raise the bar for those who are joining. You want serious students. Even when you have cases here and there, we want to minimize them. Lakini si kila mtu anataka kuingia kwa program just because they want to come to the US. No, this is not what this program stands for. It's not like we are mean. We have to, I mean, this is what the program was. This program was crafted for brilliant people who want to get into tech. Kama wewe utaki kuingia technology, kama wewe ujisikii na mambo ya tech as far as your career is concerned, then this program is not for you. We've made it very clear out there, even for handbook, that we want people who want to be in the tech industry. We are building a community of tech people. Sasa ukiingia kwetu kwa program na unataka kwenda kufanya nursing, tutakusaidia aje hata 3, 4, 5 years down the line. Utatafuta job aje na sisi hatuwezi kutafutia kazi kama nurse. The moment you don't get a job and you don't get papers, utaenda huko nje ukianza kuongea juu ya Kenya Airlift ukisema sijui ulikuja na Kenya Airlift. Tutakuwa sasa and another case like the one that nimekuwa nikiwaambia ya mtu mwenye kwa Atlanta alikuja na hiyo Airlift ya kitambo, ajai saidika hata fare hawezi pata fare ya kurudi nyumbani. We don't want those cases because you are basically ruining our brand for the program. You guys need to understand this thing, eh? We want to help people. Tumeambia tutawasaidia, but kama utaweza kupenya kwa program, unfortunately, you'll find other ways of coming. Maybe when you wako huku na you guys are connected, watakusaidia maybe, you know, once they are here, they can be able to impact lives also back home. See, it's the same thing. Niko hapa lakini bado nasaidia nyinyi nikiwa huko Kenya. It's the same thing that you're going to be doing a few years down the line, 5, 10 years down the line. So indirectly, we still help those guys who are not able to come through the program, but we want the ones that are buying our vision, not misusing the program. We are not in this business of just sending people here. Apana, come here, then help you later on in the tech industry. If that's not your cup of tea, this is not your thing. Me, it's not like I want to discourage you. I have to tell you because I don't want to be in a situation where I'm dealing with people who are coming here and then they decide to do other things. No. We don't want that. it's also very draining when you have to deal with all these kind of cases. And now imeanza tu hata jafikisha 100 students, imeanza kusikia hizi. So we want to curb that as soon as possible. And the only way you can do that also is by raising the bar of those who are coming, especially with the para program. I have to say that, unfortunately. We opened the para program to give an alternative route of coming to the US through the program. But sasa watu wameanza kumisuse. So apata visa alafu anaanza kugeuka. Ati sitaki kwenda shule. I want to do nursing. Sijui nipeleke community college. Sasa wewe umeanza kusema mambo ya community college. Tulikuwa haki Kenyans, but it's okay. So anyways, we are learning. Any other question? I'm wrapping up.
Hello, Bob.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you for your information that you've given us. Following, I have a question. The point, if I did not get you wrongly, you said that GMAT is not a prerequisite for admission. Now the question that I was asking is this: when does the application process begin, and who does it? To those our universities that you've given in our handbook.
Okay, you see, we have a lot of options when it comes to school. There are schools that require GMAT, the others that don't, or GRE. Okay. What I'm saying is, the fact that you don't have a GMAT score, it doesn't mean that you can't get accepted to a school. There is option for you also to get accepted. That's why you have the para program. They don't do any GMAT, but we still get them schools and we still get them funded with our external lending partners. But what I said is, you see, when you have a GMAT, you are more competitive when it comes to graduate assistantship award scholarships. Yeah. You are more competitive when it comes to jobs within the Airlift program itself. Yeah, we talked about those opportunities already. Yeah, so that's why you need a GMAT exam. Okay, that's why you need that GMAT, and not just the score, good score. Okay, also, you see, when you don't have the GMAT, you are competing with others, so there's a high chance that you may not be accepted to even these schools that don't require GMAT. So you may be rejected. We get students getting rejected for admissions. It's not like every admission you submit, you have to be accepted. No. But normally, if you get rejected, then because we try, a few other admissions. Okay. So it's not always like, okay, we submit and then no. It doesn't work out like that. So, but you see now, the more you apply for you, the more you're incurring cost of applying to these schools. And it also takes a lot of time also on our end. You have to write also, even on your end also, you have to write some other SOPs. You have to get recommendation letters for these other schools. There's so many things. You understand? So if you're able to do the GMAT exam, Bana. You see also this GMAT exam also, you see also from, also doing that GMAT exam and passing it, it feels good also. We are dealing with intellectuals here. Huh? Unaona Cornelius? Huh?
Yes, so I was asking.
It feels good. I can guarantee it's like passing exams in KCSE. Kama ulikuwa umepita bana, inasikianga vizuri sana. In your life you'll be saying like I got this in this and this and this. So, but there's benefits of having that GMAT exam, and these benefits are massive. Trust me.
Personally,
not many people can raise even the amount that is needed for your relocation expenses. It's about 500,000 Kenya shillings. The SACCO takes care of that. If you have a GMAT score.
Okay, what I was asking, Bob, personally, I'm in the regular program. I'll take the GMAT exam, but the clarification that I wanted is that when does now the application begin? Maybe probably after the results of GMAT are out. Maybe who does it? You said it's you who does it. But personally, I'll have to take the GMAT. Sure. So that is what the only thing that I was asking is that are we the one who chooses the universities that does the application? But you clarified that it is everything is in your docket.
Oh,
I think
I mean, when it comes to applying to schools, we work. You will work with our team. Yeah, you're already in the program. You'll work with Wilfred, and there's Wilfred, there's Marianne, there's Felix also. They are the ones you'll work with them. Okay, then we'll make a. We don't dictate which school you go to and which program you do. All right,
Sure.
we guide you accordingly based on your background. What GMAT score did you get? How competitive is your credentials? You see all those things. For example, I can put you to study at Georgia Tech, which is a very very good school, when you have a GMAT score of 500. Hiyo shule inataka GMAT score at least 550. You understand? Hata kama unataka kwenda huko. You understand? So those are, we don't just do things just because maybe you and the student want to do it. Yeah. And also at the same time, also we don't dictate. We advise you. We advise you based on, we know which school you have a high chance of getting accepted. Remember also I've said this, we don't want to apply to so many schools because it's costly to you as a student. Why should you be applying to 3 schools then when you can be able to apply to 1 school and get accepted to that? You understand? Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I need to end this thing. John Moshiri, quickly, please.
Hello, Bob. I don't know if it is morning in US, but here it's evening. Karibu saa sita. So I was following something with the Indians. They are so serious with the GMAT.
Serious,
and,
very serious.
very serious. Pale kwa GMAT club. These guys goes to the extent they know which school they want to go.
Yes.
Like say the Harvard, Stanford, MIT, you know what? So I just had a question about the university. What if somebody manages to get a very nice score in GMAT? Is it allowed to apply to, are you allowed to apply to high end universities? Tuseme kama sasa Strathmore ya sasa ya US, the big schools in US.
Strathmore
It's
is
just a
question. No, that's why I went to school.
Yeah. So
Okay,
can you applying to MIT, Harvard? Is it possible?
Yeah, yes, it's possible. Yeah. So in fact, actually, you see, when we started the program, even our GMAT scores were not that good. See, as the program grows, we get more smarter people joining. Once you prove something, people will join, and that's what we are seeing in the program. Yeah, that's why we are like, enrolling so many students. Now with this enrollment means we get more smarter people with the all the things that we are doing, the changes, and trying to make work on improving the program. We will see also a very high GMAT scores. Right now we have a GMAT, the highest GMAT score right now in the program is 700. The second highest I think is 680. Then we have a 670 and then a 650. There is a time in this program, you guys, if you've been watching this program, even if you haven't joined, maybe you've gone to our website, you've seen even our wall of fame for those who have passed the GMAT exam, the top students, for top 10 students. There's a time that wall of fame had a 400. Can you believe that? 400 score was on that wall of fame. Right now, to get even into that wall of fame, yeah, those humble beginnings. So for you to get into that wall of fame, I think even 650 might not get you in, because we are getting people cracking this GMAT like crazy. Yeah. So I mean, with time also you are able to figure these things out. You see, also when you started the program initially, we used to send tunatumia hiyo GMAT guide kitabu. Tumeiprint out, tunatuma kwenye huko, kama hata uko Maralal tunakutumia, unaichukua, alafu it used to be a very, see, when you're starting, these are how things start. But now we have a portal, we have videos, we have so much, we have trainers, we have systems, and there's so much. I mean, we keep on improving. Yeah, so we expect these scores to go high, and the more they go high, there's no point of taking someone, for example, who scored a 700. That person should not come to, for example, University of South Florida here. There's no reason why that student should be studying there, or even University of Alabama, for example. Okay, that student should be going, for example, to Georgia Tech. That student can't go, of course, to Harvard and the likes of MIT. Those guys, they take 750, and even if the 750, you may still not be able to get in. They look at a lot of other things. but you have a chance if you score like a 750. So 700 can take you to a very good school. Okay, so we want that, yeah. So even the new handbook that we're gonna come up with, it should be out in next month. Huh? It's gonna have a lot of schools, and some of those schools are really good schools. Like we have like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So yeah, you score well, man. You will get you, as long as the school is funded by our lending partner, there should be no problem. We'll try to get you into even like the likes of Harvard, the likes of Stanford, the likes of Brown, Yale, all those good ones.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Rogers, please ask your question.
Hello, Bob.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Rogers Otieno. I'm currently a student at Technical University of Kenya. I'm completing, according to the institution calendar, I'm supposed to complete by next year, July. I got a B plane in my KCSE, and currently I'm doing Bachelor of Technology in Industrial Chemistry. And I would like to join the program. I've been following you on Facebook and on Twitter for a while now, and I would like to join the program and see if I can make it. So, and then my question is, does the grade that you get out of the university matter when it comes to these GMAT exams?
That's totally unrelated. Yeah. So again, to join this program, you need to have scored at least a 3.0. Yeah, which means you should have scored at least a second lower that is strong. Second lower usually it's 50% and above, right? So kama uko na second 50% to 59%, it's usually second lower. Kama uko na second lower 55 and above, that will be at least a 3.0. So you should be able to join the regular program of the Kenya Airlift program, regular option of the Kenya Airlift program. So that has no relation to the GMAT. GMAT unafanya kando. But kama uko na 3.0, you don't even, you will go through the parallel. You don't have to do GMAT exam, but you'll have to have someone to co-sign for you. I believe you already have a 3.0, yeah, since you've been watching this.
Yeah, according to my performance as at now, let me just say I've seen a lot of X, have not failed, so I believe that I can get the grade that is required.
Okay.
And my question is, so like now, how do I join the program?
You download the program handbook from our website, which is www.kenyaliftprogram.com. Go there. There's a link there that will take you to our Telegram group in case you have any questions. But also there's the steps of enrollment, which is basically sending your documents, send what you currently have, come out of the graduate, and then we look at them and then review that. Our team will give you a decision and the instructions on how to make the payment, and you can join the program. So it's that simple. I believe I've answered your question. Alan?
All right, thank you.
Hear me?
Yes.
Yes. This is Alan Onyango. I'm the one who had asked initially, and you said even if you have a PhD, you must take a GMAT. Now, my question is, I'll ask this question, and I know I'm also talking on behalf of so many others here. I've watched all your videos on YouTube. I'm already preparing for the GMAT. I know I have not enrolled, but next month in May, my first salary, that is the first thing I'm going to do. So my question, representing all the others, is: can you delay this release of the new rules just by this May? By end of May, you release it for.
No. You see, I would. If it was in my powers, I wouldn't even do anything, any changes. I'll still keep it. But you see, also as we grow, there's a lot of the program needs to run. So there's a lot that we need to support in terms of the operational expenses, and that's really why we're gonna have those. We have to make those changes. So what I would advise you to do is, well, in year 2, just try and get something and join as soon as you can. Because I mean, you see also, someone else may see also, even if, let's say, even if you are to give like 2-3 more months, someone else will still say, oh, that's still not enough for me. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To try to get something. Hata omba mtu mrudishie. See, some of these things, you see also, I always tell people, but don't have those limiting beliefs. Sometimes we do have them as Africans. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I don't have the money, but it just takes a matter of, just trying to think outside the box and try to find where you can get that, and you should be able to get it, So yeah, so try to get something as quickly as possible. I honestly can't promise by end of May, we will be having the same as what we currently have. I can't promise for sure.
I'll try and do that probably within the first week of the month. I think I'll try and just put on something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So the other person, Kirema Nyaga, quickly, please. All right, Shadrach, quickly, please.
Hello, Bob.
Okay, Kirema.
Okay, my question is, I sent the verification document and I was told to continue with the process. So currently I'm searching for the money, but now there's that aspect of the C you have sent, the B minus and B plus in mathematics, but mine now I had a C in mathematics, but I did a physics B plus. What about it? Yeah, the general grade of B plane.
Wewe umepewa decision gani? The decision that you've been given is what you have to go with.
Okay.
What is that decision?
To go ahead and pay for the circle and the installment.
You are approved for which program? Regular or parallel?
The email didn't tell me whether it's regular or parallel.
When did you get that? Come on. When did you get that response? The email clearly says you've been approved for either regular or parallel. Yeah. Now, if you scored a C in math, we actually also look at physics. Kama ulikuwa umepita physics, the physics is replaces your grade in math, so you're good. You're probably in the regular program. Waenda usome your email. It has everything. Okay. Next, Shadrach.
Yes, thank you, Bob. My question is about the courses that you offer in the program, maybe data science or UiPath developer courses. Now, along the program, do you connect guys with the industrial mentors, maybe to help them undertake kind of the capstone projects, or maybe just guide them on the job placement or something like that?
I mean, those programs are job skills. There will be capstone projects within the training programs. These are RPA and all that, data science. We'll be giving you real projects. See, also we are a company that does IT project implementations. Yeah, there is nowhere else you'll be getting this. That's why they are job skills.
All right.
Got it?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So this is the way we've crafted this Airlift. You basically get everything you need for you to get a job. That's all you need to know. Everything. Whatever you are doing, you're not just doing for the sake of doing it. There's a reason why we are putting all those measures. Training, nini. Our trainings are more on job skills. You have to do capstone projects. They'll be basically like as if you're implementing a real project. And you must pass all those and all that. Yeah, that's how you can only be able to get you jobs out there. Yeah, that's how you can only be able to get jobs out there. Implement them.
Okay, thank you.
All right, there's someone else. Oh, this thing is over. Okay, Jacqueline Gitonga.
Hello, thank you, Bob. Hi.
Hello.
Mine is with regards to what you've just spoken about, the stronger second class lower and the weaker one, because I had asked earlier and gotten feedback that if you have second lower that you get to the parallel program, but then you mentioned about if it's a, because I have a second lower, but it's a GPA of 3.2. So my question is, does the high school grade being B minus affect the GPA of 3.2 to getting to the regular program? Because I would really wish to get to the regular program. So I have a GPA of 3.2, second lower, but high school B minus, but mathematics a B.
Okay, yeah, technically you'll be sent to the parallel option now, because of the B minus. But also another thing you guys need to understand, we also give students who go through the parallel program, we still give them an alternative to get back to the regular program. If you can pass your GMAT, as long as you scored at least a 3.0 GPA. So unaweza ingia parallel, we have students actually in the parallel when you wanasomea GMAT. Okay, unaweza ingia parallel, alafu sasa usomee GMAT. We'll give you the materials for GMAT and study for it. Everything that you need for you to prepare for that GMAT exam. Upite, tutakuweka kwa regular program. We have that option. Yeah, but initially, technically, you will be in parallel. That's the decision that you're gonna get once you submit your papers for us to accept you. You'll be accepted into the parallel option. That one for sure. There's no shortcut. But now to prepare your option, you can still take GMAT. To prove, you see us at the end of the day, after a regular program, we get so many wanaingia huko wanaanguka hiyo GMAT, and we can only allow you to fail twice, maximum. Most people actually, they end up getting into parallel. So many actually. So, but if you can prove yourself with the GMAT, there's no reason why you should not join the regular program. We want to make it easy for also parallel students to enjoy the benefits, as long as they can prove themselves. Just as wengine tulianguka KCSE, we got the grade that we didn't expect. No, things happen in life. As much as we want to set bars, but at the same time also, we want to make sure that we are attracting the best out there. All right, I think I've answered you, Jacqueline. Benson?
Okay,
hi,
sorry.
Bob. Yes, sir.
Before Benson goes, I think hands are becoming too many and it's 3 hours past. We can have Kirema as the last person asking a question, and then anyone who has further questions can ask in our Telegram group.
Yeah.
I think you or I and any other official can be able to answer them efficiently.
Yeah. I see that. So I see three hands raised. So I'll handle those ones, and then I'm not gonna take anything after that. You guys, you can answer your questions as Victoria said in the Telegram group, because it's getting late. So Krema was asking something earlier. I think disappeared. You have anything to say? Okay, you don't have.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have something. I lost my network. Sorry. Okay, I was asking now about that issue of the C in mathematics, but had a B+ in physics.
Yeah, like nimekuambia, yeah, I said maybe you had dropped out. The decision that the email that you got has clearly said which program you've been approved for. Normally, even if you failed in mathematics, you didn't get a B, and you had physics and you scored well, we take the physics. So you probably have been approved for the regular program.
Okay, thank you so much then.
No problem. Benson?
Okay.
Hello, Bob.
Yes.
I have basically 2 questions. One of it is about the GRE GMAT. Now, I'm so hell-bent on science, and I wanted to like venture into bioinformatics or computational biology. Now, checking on those schools, USF, Grand Valley, they both request the GRE. Is it still okay to forego the GRE and sit for GMAT and still go for it?
Grand Valley State University bioinformatics program doesn't require GRE, it's GMAT. Yeah? Again, the reason why also we encourage GMAT is because there's more options with GMAT. Unless maybe you want to do like software engineering, computer science, masters, then you'll need GRE. But apart from that, GMAT. And GMAT is the one that we have trainers. It's the one that we are used to. We still have materials for GRE, but you sasa utajisomea wewe mwenyewe. You see, with GMAT, there's more students doing it. You'll have more, there's more teams. You know, also we form groups for study groups. Yeah, so you are more likely to pass GMAT than GRE. And your exam is the same thing. I don't know, sometimes people are like so crazy about wanting to do GMAT. They feel like GMAT is easy. There's nothing easy here, by the way. These exams are all tough. I'm not talking about you. I'm just generally, yeah. There's nothing easy about these exams. Like you have to put the exact same effort for you to pass. So I would encourage you. I mean, informatics, bioinformatics, GMAT, you'll be fine.
All right. Now, the last one is the bit that I was thinking. Now, you are enrolled in a course and you're already in the program. And you're there in school and you wanted to add an additional course. Say you are taking bioinformatics and you wanted to add a course by yourself, such as genomics. Do you advise, like, can somebody do that if he has the wills and can sacrifice some time for that?
I mean, why? I see, again, it boils down to what this program is all about, right? At the end of the day, we want you to work in tech. Most likely you're going to be a data scientist. Most likely you're going to be an RPA business analyst as of now, yeah? So why would you want to do other things? Also it's costly to do these courses, huh? Yeah. Why would you want to do something that won't add value to you later on? See, some of these things you can always do them later on in life, bana. Huh? Ukiingia kwa hizi career za data science and RPA, ukisikia zimenibo and already umepata makaratasi yako, umekuwa citizen or umekuwa permanent resident, you can even go and do nothing. Who cares?
Okay. I get it.
Yeah. Get in. Alafu make some pesa kidogo. A few years down the line, we don't require you to work for us for any time. There is no contract that says you should work for us. As long as you are repaying our loans, we don't care that much really. But at the end of the day, we want people that we can be able to place and work for us. And by working for us, also you get benefits of papers, H1Bs and GCs and all that. So after that, then if you feel like maybe you see people have the other things, with time also you get bored with some things. See, hata mimi nilitoka hiyo IT nikaingia another things. Hizi Kenya Airlift. Unaona hii sasa hizi it's something different altogether, right? Hii inanikula kitu a different way from what I used to be very comfortable in corporate. Naingia 8 na natoka 5, and I'm in a very nice cubicle with air conditioned and all that. But I left that. I tried to do other things, right? It's the same thing. I don't expect you guys to be like in still doing all these things even once you get here. But you see, we want at least to give you the best footing. After that, if your life takes you somewhere else, you might find other better opportunities also. Things change also in life. Take those, man. No problem. That's right, man. Yeah. And we'll mentor you guys and guide you, even starting businesses here. It's not just a matter of getting employed by someone. You see, we want to create an environment where we'll be able to nurture all the, like anything you have, that can potentially help you financially. We'll be able to help you, give you advice and guide you and mentor you.
That's right. Thank you, Bob.
Absolutely, no problem. Thank you. I think I'm done. Kirema, again, you've raised your hand. I think maybe you didn't put it down earlier. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And I think we've had a very good. Anne, do you have something to say before I leave? Anne? All right.
Hello.
Yes.
No, it's just an error from my side.
Okay. No problem. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this Q&A session. I really enjoyed answering your questions. And again, we have a very robust group on Telegram. You can actually get that link for that Telegram group through our handbook. Just go to the website, download the program handbook, and you can join the group, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. The team is there to answer all the questions that you may have. So until next time, goodbye. And if you want to watch this video, it will be posted on YouTube. Goodbye.